hardworking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless, we will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot. Jimmy coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort. Prepare for a journey beyond imagination. Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step.
Lights go low, the city goes high. Stories untold under moonlit skies. Pray lonely, got the vibe, got the flow for the culture. Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Pray lonely's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Headlines flip with a soulful twist. Behind the scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Pray lonely's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Brantley's Virtual Tour Live. We are live on tour, y'all. So much is going on this morning. There was even some presentations that were breaking as I was getting ready to come on tour with y'all. Like, it's just, you know, the culture never ceases. It really does not. We're going to talk about two things that have just broken. I feel bad, but child, sometimes it's like, how do I do this day after day? So give me a moment as I bring up these two breaking news stories, because my God. Well, hey, everybody. Thank you so much for your understanding here. Y'all, things happen when we're live on tour. But anyway, like I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 destinations for you all. Malcolm Jamal Warner, the widow, is suing his mother. Yes, we're talking about that this morning. Chadwick Boseman, apparently the estate and his brothers and his family does not want the wife to be a part of it anymore, but there is more to that destination. We won't get into that. Nolan Wells, the independent autopsy is out. We will talk about that as well. 47, the words of Whitney Cummings, was caught in sex traffic. Okay, that was a joke that was cut out of a comedy special from Netflix, I believe. But Netflix did not cut the joke. I just want y'all to know that. But wait till you hear what's being cut from the EEOC, right? And then some international relations news that this has been out here for quite a while. I did not know how to bring it to y'all, but we're going to culturally be trepidatious about this, okay? About how we go about it. Something big going down at Howard University with some freshman students. We'll talk about that. Black women, there is a surge for workplace reform. Of course, it was Black Women I think it was Black Women Payday or something to that degree. We'll get into that as well. Kroger is showcasing Black-owned businesses in a huge way. Shout out to that. Dale Sanders is a pastor that deceived the church. We'll talk about that. And the concubine of the MAGA movement, well, one of the concubines, the other concubine is Nicki Minaj, but this concubine, Emperor Rose, is suing. Child, we got a whole lot to talk about, a whole lot to get through. Let's get to it because higher is waiting, low is available. But either way, we got to go on tour. Yes, indeed, we do. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And one thing to know and two things for sure that over here on this channel, a lot happens. Wait for it, everybody. Early rolling.
It's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early.
I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Julie Chen. I'm Maggie Rodriguez.
Morning everywhere. Come on, get up.
I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Dave Price. And it's a little early for this.
Right now, this it's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early. Every day's good when you started it out right. But I'm whatever you want in the daylight. And a lot happens early. Can you feel it? And I say,
Good morning, everybody.
Are you girls ready for the Jonas Brothers?
We have an early show exclusive. Yes.
A lot happens early.
A lot happens
Early.
The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.
It's a new morning.
Yes, it is a new morning. Julie Chen, Vance, and Russ Mitchell, Dave Price, Harry Smith, and Maggie Rodriguez. You are absolutely right on this channel right here. A lot happens early. Good morning, everybody. Let's get to it. I'm going to start with these two breaking destinations, child, because what in the actual hell is going on? I'm going to start off with Diddy. Oh my God. All right, here we go from NBC News.com right here, okay? As it loads up for us live, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we are live, so listen. Okay, here we go. Sean Diddy Combs in solitary confinement after a fight with inmate. Course says Combs is serving a 50-month sentence on 2 interstate prostitution convictions at a federal prison in New Jersey. Shout out to the New Jerseyans. Oh, wait a minute. Are you serious? Oh, my God. Just a moment. Why am I getting my experience right? Like, it should just pop up. This has never done this before. Really? I gotta subscribe to y'all. You know what? Screw this. We'll just go TMZ. See, I try to do the right thing. Okay. I really do. I try to do the right thing, but it's like, okay, child. Let's go over TMZ. Sean Diddy Combs involved in violent prison fight, thrown in solitary confinement. Okay. Here we go. Diddy got into a fight with a fellow inmate his federal lockup in New Jersey. After all the dust settled, he wound it up in solitary confinement, TMZ has learned. Multiple sources tell us Sean Diddy Combs went toe-to-toe with the other inmate this week inside FCI Fort Dix in New Jersey, which all things got heat after the inmate dissed Diddy, who then decided to take matters into his own hands. Shut up. So what did he say? You an abuser? You a waste of life? Your mother should have swallowed you? So you wait, are you big mad that you did crimes and they are roasting you for the crimes you did? What the hell? Our sources say the two inmates got into a scuffle after started pushing each other, throwing jabs. We're told Diddy held his own during the brawl, which was quickly squashed by prison staff who separated both men. Our sources say Diddy was immediately tossed into the hole at Fort Dix. It's unclear if he's still in solitary as of this morning, but he could be facing longer-term consequences for the alleged fight. And there he is walking around there. Diddy currently slated to get out of prison February 2028, but that date assumes that he earns credits for good behavior. If prison officials feel like he was in the wrong in the cell block showdown, he could be extended his stay in the pen. TMZ has contacted FCI Fort Dix, and a rep tells us we are not at liberty to disclose or provide internal information pertaining to any inmate in our custody. Such information will not be available for the public domain. The Federal Bureau of Prisons also says it does not comment on disciplinary matters or other information regarding individual inmates due to privacy, safety, and security concerns. Reached out to Diddy's reps. So far, no word back. And by the way, y'all, he has been trying to make his release date earlier as possible. And allegedly, according to Media Takeout, Diddy's so proud of Young Miami and spin that ish that he wants to go on a tour with Young Miami when he gets out of jail. Child, you cannot make this up. I got something on that. You know what? We're going to get to all of our destinations, but this is our show, right? This is our show. This is our damn show. And on our damn show, we do what we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it. And I need to bring y'all this info real quick. Child. Give me a moment. There is something that y'all need to see. Right here. Now, I don't know if y'all know about this, but this right here, shout out to Willie D. Okay, this right here is something. Let's just watch this. Okay, here we go.
Willie D Live.
What's up, family? This is Janice Downs dancing to Young Miami's hit song Spend That after she stole those bags in her hand. And this is 1 week later.
Janice Downs, a.k.a. Jenny Smith, a.k.a. Punchy, is back in jail. Downs, a.k.a. one of the most prolific organized retail thieves in Western Washington, is facing new charges. Janice Downs, a.k.a. Jenny Smith, a.k.a. Punchy, is back in jail after just getting released from prison in January. Bellevue police say one of the best clues came from a TikTok video made to Young Miami's viral song Spend That, about boosting and scamming. Bellevue police say this video shows Janice Wiley holding 2 stolen Louis Vuitton purses. It was posted 5 days after detectives say her daughter, Janice Downs, and an unidentified suspect stole the bags worth more than $7,000 from Nordstrom in downtown Seattle. And 2 days after Downs showed the purses on her Instagram account.
For us, she's a prolific, organized career theft criminal, and so we're very familiar with her.
That's because Bellevue PD Special Enforcement Team busted Downs and her mom 2 years ago. for a major organized retail crime spree. They were accused of stealing more than $500,000 worth of Lululemon clothing.
So for everybody, saying spend that ish, spend that ish, spend that ish, I wonder if that police department should also sue Young Miami. Now listen, y'all boosted the song, y'all promoted, y'all elevated, everything in between. I had to come out here and do a whole live stream to showcase that India.Arie is the queen and Young Miami is a peasant. I had to do it. Y'all should have just shut your damn mouths, but y'all didn't want to do it. So now this Young Miami Spin That song led to these two individuals being arrested. You cannot.
Downs pleaded guilty to 6 counts of organized retail theft. She was sentenced to 33 months in prison with 501 days credit for time served and was released in January. Bellevue PD Captain Landon Barnwell says just 4 months later, Downs was back to her old ways.
You would think that, after what she experienced in 2024, that, hey, that maybe, she would change what she's doing. But again, clearly she hasn't chosen to do that.
Court documents show Bellevue PD Detective Jeff Christensen recognized Downs in a bulletin sent out by Tukwila Police showing thieves stealing almost $4,000 worth of fragrances from Macy's. See the shower cap she's wearing? He had a similar photo of her from his case 2 years ago. Working with their regional law enforcement partners, he says he then identified Downs in similar thefts at the Macy's in Tacoma and the downtown Seattle Nordstrom.
People don't just commit crimes in one location, right? I mean, that, especially when it comes to, the retail theft related crimes, right? They bounce around to many of the retailers in this entire area.
In the Nordstrom theft, detectives say surveillance video shows Downs wearing a burqa as a disguise. Detectives say the surveillance video shows how Downs and her accomplice cooperated to steal the purses, distracting the clerk by asking to see other bags on the shelves behind him. When he turned his back, watch as the accomplice smoothly slips the handles of one of the purses over her arm. After he shows them a second bag, he puts it back on the shelf. When he went to the front sales counter, police say Downs walked over, made sure he wasn't looking, and grabbed the purse, then held it down low on the right side of her body, opposite over where the clerk was standing. Her accomplice then moves over next to her, takes the handbag, and exits the store with both of the stolen purses. A few seconds later, Downs follows her out. On June 12th, Bellevue police arrested Downs and her mom. Detectives located them in the parking lot of Westfield South Center Mall. Court documents note that Downs was wearing the same burqa, black-colored sandals, and her white-painted toes matched her appearance from the Nordstrom theft.
We will hold you accountable, and we're not going to tolerate people that commit crimes here in our community.
Ma'am, is your true and correct name Janice Smith, a.k.a. Janice Downs?
And we'll stipulate the name and date of birth for purposes of arraignment.
In court, King County prosecutors charged Downs with...
Wait a minute, why are we saying we're going to stick to birth name? No, that's what it is. Like, my God, today, even the black people did, even our own people rather, did not want to be a lawyer to this ish right here. My God.
With organized retail theft in the first degree. Her defense attorney asked the judge not to allow our camera to show her client's face.
I do want to ask the court to not allow the media to film in order to preserve Ms. Smith's right to a fair trial. Our position is that allowing the media to film increases the likelihood of tainting a jury pool if this were to go to trial. Of course,
are you serious? So the media is going to be responsible for the jury pool when they already committed this crime before? Like I said, I think Young Miami should also be a part of this. I absolutely do. I absolutely do. Yep, I believe she should also be in that courtroom. Absolutely. She's an accomplice. Guilty by association.
The jury would be instructed to not do any research on their own. However, there's nothing that the court can do to prevent them from doing that. And if there is media allowed to report on the story, they would just increase the likelihood that somebody would either intentionally or accidentally come across the story and read about the alleged charges here.
Wait, so are you asking for an order?
Just alleged co-conspirators? They did the shit. What the
to film, or that they not be allowed to report on it. Because that's a prior restraint that the court just cannot do in any case for any reason.
My request, to be clear, was just to not allow the media to film Ms. Smith. If the court is inclined to allow the media to film, our alternative request is to require that the media be instructed to only film Ms. Smith from the shoulders down.
Understood. Thank you.
Judge Joe Campagna denied her motion.
The media has a right to be here and to film. I don't find that there's anything
Shout out to this damn judge right here. Shout out to this judge. Shout out to this judge.
About this case that would warrant the court restricting that for this hearing and in this case. But certainly, as I said, you can explore all those topics if and when this matter is called for trial.
Downs remains in jail on $215,000 bail. $75,000 of that is for a fugitive warrant out of Oregon. She's charged there with 16 counts of organized retail theft, aggravated theft.
16 counts. Young Miami, get your pocketbook out, heifer, and help these heifers. Since you believe stealing is cool and shit, spend that shit. Let's see if let's stay on top of this to see if Young Miami actually cares about black women. Let's see if she'll help out in this case.
Theft.
At the end of the day, we're preventing crime here in Bellevue because, we know it's not a matter of if they're going to come to Bellevue, it's when.
Like mother, like daughter. This is ridiculous, man. Let me tell you something, family. If you're in the streets and, you felt like you didn't really have a choice because of the way that you came up and, your love was limited, your resources were limited, you didn't have any other way or you couldn't think of another way, and so you just went out and, did what you did or whatever. The whole time you're doing what you're doing, you should be thinking about your future children.
I want to pause it right there. Very well said, Willie D. I get tired of us as a society raising kids to do the right thing, but yet people like Young Miami get praised for doing the right thing. Like, does that not make sense to y'all? We were raised not to steal. We were raised not to kill. We were raised not to do this, that, and we were raised not to do all the bad-ish. But then Young Miami gets praised and exalted and everything in between of a song about boosting and stealing that led to a mother and daughter. And it relates to Diddy because Young Miami is Diddy's bitch, whore, concubine, prostitute, whatever the fuck you want to call her. It is what it is. Just want to show that. Now, in addition to Diddy being solitary confinement, this is a very big tour this morning, okay? Check this out here. Now, this just broke about Chris Brown. Chris Brown, shout out to People Magazine, people.com. Chris Brown pleads guilty over alleged nightclub attack, will face sentencing later this year. The singer, 37, pled guilty to a fray in relation to the 2023 incident, but charges of assault and grievous bodily harm have been dropped, okay? Singer Chris Brown has pled guilty to a fray after alleged nightclub altercation in London involving a former friend in 2023. Also, too, I believe there was something about a dog, and he also got charged for that as well, if I'm not mistaken. Charges of assault, grievous bodily harm, and possessing an offensive weapon, which the 37-year-old pled not guilty to last year, have been dropped. Brown and his co-defendant, 40-year-old rapper Hoodie Baby, real name Olu Akingu, face sentencing in October. After Halloween, you hear the door slam, and there's something lurking in the dark. You try to scream. You think you're gonna get out, but you're not, cause this is thriller night for Chris Brown. What? Y'all really thought I wasn't going to do that? How long have y'all known me virtually by now? You saw the thumbnail. You know my voice. And David, you know why you're here. Let's continue on. My God. Chris Brown has pled guilty. My God, this is not funny. Chris Brown has pled guilty to a frame in relation to alleged incident at a London nightclub in 2023. The singer, 37, entered the plea at London's Southwark Crown Court on Friday, July 24th, in a hearing that took less than 5 minutes. The BBC report, his co-defendant, 4-year-old rapper Hoodie Baby, real name Olulu Akinlu, also pled guilty to the charge. Brown was accused of attacking Abram Dar, a former friend at Tape nightclub in Mayfair on February 19, 2023. In the alleged fight, which prosecutors said was caught on surveillance camera in front of a club per Sky News, Dar was allegedly hit over the head with a bottle of Don Julio 1942 tequila per a complaint by Dahl filed in 2023. Brown and Kinglu previously pled not guilty to charges of assault and grievous bodily harm last June. These charges, along with Brown's charge of possessing an offensive weapon, have been dropped. BBC report. Per Reuters, the With You hitmaker was greeted by fans chanting rather breezy when he left court before signing autographs. Brown was initially arrested by London's Metropolitan Police at a hotel in Manchester on May 15, 2025 on suspicion of grievous bodily harm in relation to the incident. He was released on a €5 million bond, which is about $6.7 million in the U.S. currency. Bail on May 21st. His bail conditions allowed him to continue the European leg of his Breezy Bubble XX tour, provided that he surrendered his passport on arrival in each country. In November 2023, Dahl sued Brown in a complaint which was obtained by People Magazine, People.com. Brown was accused of using crushing blows to hit Dahl in the head, as you can see there, 2009 all the way to his 2025 arrest. Dahl requested that the civil suit be dismissed with prejudice last June, meaning he cannot refile per court documents from Los Angeles County viewed by Billboard. However, Brown still faces sentencing for the afraid charge in the UK with a scheduled hearing on October 26th. The BBC report. The singer's guilty plea comes weeks after he was ordered to pay nearly $13 million in damages to his former housekeeper after a dog attack at his home in 2020. Maria Alva, his former housekeeper, was attacked by a 200-pound Caucasian shepherd named Hades. Child, when you lay down with dogs, you end up with fleas. You gotta be careful who you connect to. Why would you name your dog Hades? Why would you allow that dominion in your life? But child, that's Chris Brown. That's not me. Who Brown owned for security purposes. He claimed he warned Alva, who had been left permanently disfigured as a result of the attack, about Hades' aggression. Okay, regardless, that is your responsibility. Like, no, you get a muzzle, you do what you need to do. Like, bruh, you are not that damn busy that you can't take care of your damn dog, okay? Like, for real, you are not Kendrick Lamar. You're not outside actually productive. It's not like people are actually contacting you for things. Stop it. My God. But after a 2-week trial, Los Angeles, Brown, his company, Black Pyramid LLC. Oh, so you also are a pyramid scheme as well. What a shock. Allegedly. Oh, you got to be quicker than that. We're ordered to pay Alva $12.9 million in damages for negligence. Child. So that is what is breaking, right? Here we go. With 5 destinations now. ShoutsRollingOut.com celebrating 25 years on to the next 25. Malcolm Jamal Warner's widow Tanisha gives icy interview with Gayle King. A revealing interview takes on new meaning, rather. What initially appeared to be a candid conversation about grief has taken on new significance following the revelation of a legal battle over Malcolm Jamal Warner's estate. In a preview of a CBS Morning's interview filmed before the news of the dispute became public, Warner's widow, Tanisha Warner, offered a measured response when co-anchor Gayle King asked about her relationship with the late actor's mother, Pamela Warner. While Tanisha did not directly address whether the two remain close, her comments now carry weight Carrie Attaway, rather, in the light of a $1.2 million lawsuit she has filed against the Warner Family Trust. So there is the interview right there. King asked, do you communicate with his mom? Are you close to his mom? Warner paused before answering, yeah. Right now, everybody, all of his family members, and everyone who lost him, they are grieving. You know, it's been the biggest loss for us. Rather than focusing on family dynamics, Warner shifted the conversation toward the emotional demands of raising the couple's 9-year-old daughter after Warner's death. My daughter comes first, as King observed that Warner and her daughter had become a unit. I guess I'm a little confused by that, because Malcolm Jamal Warner, you and your daughter should have already been a unit. So I'm confused on that. Warner reflected on the limits of grief. The emotional capacity that I have can be very limited sometimes. She said, I have to, for myself, decide what do I have to give right now in this moment. And whatever I give, the first person to get that is my daughter, and then the second is myself. Warner's response avoided directly discussing her relationship with her mother-in-law, Pamela Warner, instead emphasizing the challenges of navigating profound loss while caring for her child. Gayle King, I thought her answer was telling. After the interview preview aired, King revealed that neither she nor the CBS Mornings team knew about the legal dispute when the interview was conducted. We did this interview without knowing about this lawsuit, King explained. I was just really asking this question in passing because Pamela has spoken out that she and her son were very, very, very close. Reflecting on Tanisha's response, King added, I thought her answer was telling. She noted that Tanisha did not indicate that she and Pamela were regularly speaking or grieving together, saying, but I did not know that all this was going on. Inside the estate dispute, one day before the interview preview aired, it was revealed that Tanisha had filed lawsuits in Georgia and California seeking more than $1.2 billion from the Warner Family Trust. According to court filings, Tanisha alleges that she and Malcolm Jamal Warner signed a premarital agreement in May of 2022 requiring the actor to obtain a $1 million life insurance policy naming her as the sole beneficiary. She claims the policy was never secured and argues that the Warner Family Trust established by Malcolm in 1996 and now overseen by Pamela Warner should satisfy the alleged obligation because his estate may not have sufficient assets. I'm kind of confused because, like, I know that the Cosby Show and reruns, should have had some royalties, but as we found out in the Writers Guild of America strike and the SAG-AFTRA strike, that I think one of the actors from Abbott Elementary plays a janitor. I think he got like a penny check. So, but I would have hoped that Michael Jamal Warner, with his celebrity, diversified his investments and, his gift made room for him. But this is heavy. Should satisfy the alleged obligation because his estate may not have sufficient assets. The lawsuits also seek payments that Tanisha said remain outstanding under the premarital agreement, including an anniversary payment, funds related to a Roth IRA, and compensation that she alleges she earned while serving as Warner's chief of staff. In total, she claims she is owed $1,276,042.46, along with interest, attorney's fees, and an order preventing trust assets from being distributed while the case proceeds. Attorneys representing Pamela Warner have not publicly responded to the allegations. I had no choice but to take action. Following the news of this lawsuit, Warner released a statement saying she has spent the past year attempting to solve the matter privately. For the last year, I've attempted to privately sell the matter, to sell my beloved husband's complicated estate and honor his last wishes. She said Malcolm had every intention to provide for our 9-year-old daughter and me. She also claimed her late husband had been close to finalizing a new estate plan before his death, but was unable to complete the process. I have been struggling to care for our daughter as a single mom and now as her sole provider. Tanisha added, legally, I had no other choice but to take action to protect our rights before any potential statute of limitations expired. Warner, beloved for his role as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, died in an accidental drowning while vacationing with family in Costa Rica on June 20th, 2025. He was 54 years old. As the family continues to mourn his loss, the unfolding legal battle has added another deeply personal chapter to the actor's legacy. Oh my God, heavy. So what do I think about this destination? Well, first of all, like I said before, it goes to show whether you are known or unknown. Family is complicated. And if there is legitimate paperwork, right? And I say legitimate because you want to have this ironclad. I do remember that I think it was Giselle Bryant, right? And Giselle Bryant said that her dad was not able to have the capacity to be coherent to sign the will and all that, and that, you know, Giselle Bryant's dad had a will in another form. If there are documents saying that, then she deserves her money, point blank at the period. It just saddens me because I know Malcolm Jamal Warner would not want this at all. He would not want his widow and his mom not getting along. I just feel the heaviness right now because I'm thinking about my sister and what she's going through, and she's amazing in every way. And just lets me know that the truest work, that will be the hardest work that we will ever do, is being in relationship with each other as human beings. So I said nothing but light, love, and prayers to the Warner family. Still mourning the loss, and to his Hollywood family, and of course to the widow and the 9-year-old daughter. And I just think about that 9-year-old daughter, man, waking up every day and just not having her dad. It's almost like Amanda, my good friend and coworker, who I talked to her one week and she wasn't here the next, and I think about her every day. So we gotta love on people while they're here, and we also need to treat whatever they have laid down for their life. Wherever they've laid down for their life, rather, we should respect that as well and recognize that the assignment is bigger than all of us. Amen. Amen. Whew. Now, as we collect ourselves here, I want to bring this up here because the Bozeman family wants the widow of Chadwick Bozeman to not be over the estate anymore. And there is some more meat to that story, which I'm about to bring up that right now. But before that, I gotta set it up for you all. Like I said, hopefully everybody's having a good Friday morning here. Okay, yep, I got it right there. Okay. So here we go with this from People Magazine. People.com. Once again, Chadwick Boseman's brothers explain why they are suing the late actor's widow over his estate. They say they seek clarity, rather. Boseman's brothers, Kevin and Derek, filed a petition against Taylor Simone Leonard, rather, in a Los Angeles court on July 17th. Chadwick Boseman's brothers are speaking out after filing a lawsuit against his widow. Our hope is that this process brings clarity, honors the court orders, and ensures the responsible stewardship of Chadwick's legacy. Their statement reads in part, Derek and Kevin Boseman allege that Taylor Simone Linwood has not properly distributed assets from Chadwick's estate nearly 4 years later. Chadwick Boseman's brothers are speaking out after filing a lawsuit against their late brother's widow. In a statement released on July 23rd, brothers Derek and Kevin say that for years our parents have sought clarity regarding matters connected to the estate of our brother Chadwick Boseman, including his intellectual property and legacy. This action was filed on behalf of and with the authority of our parents, Leroy and Carolyn Boseman, who assigned their respective interests in the estate to Boseman Family LLC. That is their new company that I talk about here on Brantley's Virtual Tour Live. Derek and Kevin Boseman initially petitioned a Los Angeles court on July 17th to remove Chadwick's widow, Taylor Simone Ledward, also known as Simone Ledward Boseman, as administrator of his estate, alleging in documents obtained by People Magazine, People.com, that Ledward has not properly distributed Chadwick's remaining estate assets. So those are the two brothers right there. Yes, right there. Those are the brothers. Our family was unaware until recently that nearly 4 years after the court's October 4th, 2022 order for final distribution, the administrator had not closed the probate estate. Our petition seeks enforcement of the court's order and relief requested in the filing. The Boseman family statement continues. Because this matter is now before the court, we will respect the legal process while remaining focused on the facts set forth in the petition. According to the petition, Ledward is entitled to 50% of Chadwick's estate because Chadwick died without a will approximately 6 days after they wed in 2020. Chadwick's parents, Leroy and Carolyn, are entitled to 25%. However, Kevin and Derek claim in their petition that Leroy continues to exert unilateral control over Descient's estate, denying Descient's family long overdue closure or participation in decision making regarding matters affecting Leroy and Carolyn's interest in Descient's estate. There they are right there. The Boseman brothers also allege in the filing that Chadwick's estate includes additional assets beyond previously outlined bank accounts that had a $40,000 life long-term care policy. Policy. Yes, such as royalties and residuals, image and intellectual property rights, real property, and previously undisclosed bank account at C&B and other personal property. According to the petition, Ledward never distributed the life long-term care policy to Carolyn, and one Chadwick's bank accounts and his IRA remain inexplicably open, although the contents are unclear to Derek and Kelvin, rather. Numerous residuals from SAG-AFTRA are also allegedly unaccounted for. On behalf of our parents, we are committed to ensuring that transparency, accountability, and respect guide the resolution of these matters. Our hope is that this process brings clarity, honors the court orders, and ensures the responsible stewardship of Chadwick's legacy. The Boseman family statement continues: we love our brother, and we remain committed to preserving his legacy with dignity, integrity, and respect. Attorneys for Ledward didn't immediately respond to people's requests for comment. Chadwick died in August of 2043 after a private 4-year battle with colon cancer. Derek and Kevin are seeking to appoint Jason Rubin, a private professional fiduciary and forensic accountant, as administrator of Chadwick's estate in place of Ledward. While these matters proceed through the appropriate legal process, we remain focused on protecting our parents' interests, honoring Chadwick responsibly, and continuing the purposeful work we are building through the Boseman Family LLC. The statement concludes. So, first of all, once again, another family situation here. This is why I think about this destination. This is actually factual in the paperwork, right? So the filing, which was obtained by People and also to TMZ here, which shout out to the Jasmine brand right here. The filing obtained by TMZ claims Taylor has kept the family in the dark about the estate stats, despite a 2022 court order granting Chadwick's parents, Leroy and Carolyn, a combined 50% stake, with Taylor overseeing the remaining half. The brothers allege that she has yet to finish distributing assets, including movie residuals, royalties, image and intellectual property rights, investments, more than $3 million across various bank accounts, and has instead continued running the estate unilaterally. Specifically, the brothers say outstanding terms include transferring a long-term care insurance policy to their mother, closing out and distributing funds from Chadwick's bank accounts accounting for hashtag SAG after residuals earned posthumously and collecting unclaimed property. They claim this has left their parents without money and insurance. Their owed blocked business opportunities tied to Chadwick's legacy and allowed Taylor to keep profiting solely from his name and image despite repeated pleas to resolve things. Kevin and Derek are asking the court to hold Taylor in contempt for violating the 2022 orders, requiring a full accounting within 30 days, permanently stripping her administrative role in favor of attorney Jason Rubin, bar her from signing major estate contracts without family approval, and make her cover their legal fees. And right here, Miss Candace has the best comment here. Y'all don't read in Judge already or that his parents have a 50% stake clearly for a reason. I'm always hashtag team life, but if a judge makes an order, you do what you're ordered. And that's where I'm at with it. You just do what you're told, and hopefully this works out. Like, I feel like Malcolm Jamal Warner and also Chadwick Boseman, which I'm just going to say it, those two would have been an amazing comedy duo. You know what I mean? And just a movie duo. But unfortunately, we no longer have those brothers here with us. But yeah, I just hope everything works out just a-okay. All right, y'all. Let's talk about Nolan Wells, everybody. Shout out to blacknews.com. Nolan Wells' family releases their own autopsy findings, possible injury to the back of his head discovered. Now, this is the independent autopsy that was paid by Colin Kaepernick. So shout out to Colin Kaepernick for always doing good in the neighborhood for sure. And shout out to Nessa being a great queen as well. The family of 18-year-old college football player Nolan Wells shared the preliminary findings from independent autopsy as they continue to seeking answers about his death after a 4th of July outing on Horn Island, Mississippi during a July 22nd news conference. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump presented the report prepared by forensic pathologist Dr. Roger J. Mitchell. Dr. Mitchell said he cannot determine either the cause or manner of Wells' death based on the available evidence and stressed that the additional investigation is still needed. While he could not rule out the possibility of foul play, he also found no fractures or major internal injuries that would clearly point to a violent assault. According to People Magazine, People.com, Dr. Mitchell explained that several factors limited his examination. He did not have access to Wells' body immediately after his death. Some portions of the body remain in law enforcement custody, and decomposition had progressed significantly before the second autopsy was performed. As a result, he acknowledged that bruises or other soft tissue injuries could have disappeared before his examination. He did, however, identify a large area of unexplained red discoloration behind Wells' ears at the back of his head. So red discoloration, that usually means blood. Although no cuts or skull fractures were found in that area, Mitchell said the cause of the discoloration remains unknown. The independent autopsy was also unable to answer several important medical questions because Wells' organs had already been examined during the official autopsy. Hopefully those organs are still in there because there is such a thing as the black market, everybody. Okay? All right, let's just move right along. Mitchell could not expect the lungs, stomach, or throat structures for evidence that might indicate drowning or other contributing factors. His report concluded with 7 unanswered questions, including how Wells entered the water, whether he was conscious beforehand, the position of his body when discovered, whether water was present in his airway, whether there were injuries to his neck or signs of internal bleeding, what was found in his stomach, and what the pending toxicology results will reveal. Mitchell did not conduct an independent toxicology analysis. Crump said the family intentionally chose a forensic expert with no connections to Mississippi law enforcement to ensure an independent review. He also revealed that former NFL quarterback, who should still be in the NFL, Rock Nation and Jay-Z. Okay? All right? Because let me just be real. At this point, some black people are only around because of their social capital. And I'm not saying that other black people are not around because of their works. I'm not saying that. But what Colin Kaepernick did to recognize us, he should not have had to be penalized for it. He should not have. In the words of Terrell Owens, Max Kellerman is blacker than Stephen A. Smith. Moving on. Helped fund the examination and said his legal team will continue conducting his own investigation. We will persist, Crump told reporters, emphasizing the family's determination to uncover exactly what happened. Meanwhile, the official autopsy and toxicology reports have not yet been released by authorities. According to investigators, Wells disappeared on July 4th after attending a gathering on Horn Island, a barrier island off of the Mississippi Gulf Coast. His body was found in the water 2 days later. Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter has said investigators believe Wells chose to remain on the island after his friends left, expecting to return to the mainland with someone else. However, Wells' family has questioned that account, pointing to statements from a young woman who reportedly said Wells had planned to return to the boat instead. They also have raised concerns about why his cell phone remained with his friends rather than with him. One of those friends later told ABC News Wells intentionally left his phone on the boat because he expected to spend time swimming. Local authorities have stated that Wells' friends have cooperated with the investigation. Not like they got a fucking choice. Moving on. And that they have not found evidence of foul play so far, although they continue to emphasize that no official cause of death has been determined. Jackson County coroner has said the final autopsy results take several weeks. Wells was set to turn 19 in August, played wide receiver at Southwest Mississippi Community College. His family remembers him as a kind, compassionate young man who brought people together and was committed to creating a future for those he loved. So, like I said, Nolan Wells, we love you, we value, we embrace you. You should still be here. And, you know, I'm really getting sick of people playing in my face. The white piece of shit bastards, friends, was on Officer Raccoon Tatum's show. And I want to show you Officer Tatum, because he said something recently on the Stephen A. Smith show that I just want y'all to see. And this is why I don't trust that interview. So shout out to Tim Black TV for this. Let's roll it.
What the hell is wrong with looking at yourself as black first before you're anything else? Black before you're American. Black before you're anything else. What's wrong with that?
Okay, because all black people ain't the same. And like for instance, we all different. So when I say I'm black, what does that mean? The color of my skin. Can I interject right there? No. Black people from New York is different than black people from the South. Black people from Africa that came over here as immigrants are very different than African Americans. We're all different. We're diverse like anybody else. When white people say I'm white first, what does that mean?
But see, sometimes like Brandon, you may get.
So let me just say this, right? And I'm going to say this, and I don't give a damn fuck of shit, because Officer Coon Tatum ain't going to do shit to Brandon Lee. Officer Tatum would be screaming joy if a black kid got powed and died. Officer Coon Tatum would be excited if a black man got powed and died. Officer Coon Tatum would be excited if a black woman got powed and died. Now, his kids are mixed. God forbid if his kids get caught up in some ish unnecessarily. Not wishing that on his kids. I'm wishing the kids to be strong, healthy, and cut off their father forever after they get wealthy. God forbid if his wife gets caught up. Not wishing that on the wife. And do you want to see something else? Let me show you something else real quick. And I'm sure Officer Tatum agrees with this. I'm sure he does. Now, this was 8 years ago, okay? Sometimes media is still relevant to what's going on today. Okay. All right, here we go. Roll it, Lester.
The video shows a Cobb County, Georgia police officer talking to a woman in a car he pulled over on a traffic stop. She's unwilling to move her hands, afraid, she says, of getting shot, and he tells her, don't worry.
But you're not black. Remember, we only kill black people. Yeah, we only kill black people, right? All the videos you've seen, have you seen black people get killed?
So Officer Tatum agrees with that logic. So that's why I don't trust that interview. And if anybody else trusts that interview, you are a piece of shit bastard who should have been swallowed by your mother. Okay? All right? And I don't want to hear from Megyn Kelly because, child, she don't like Haitians. She said as long as you were in blackface, you know, in a costume manner, if you're not making fun of people, I thought it was okay. She said that on NBC News. Live, everybody. You would think after the president said blood coming out of her wherever that she would not support the president, but she does. And I'm sure that Megyn Kelly is probably a Queen of Spades woman, which if you don't know, that's white women who really like BBC. And Officer Tatum would probably be the slave to Megyn Kelly because Megyn Kelly will be master to Officer Tatum. Let's continue on. I can't. All right? Moving on. Now, child, in the words of Whitney Cummings, like I said at the top of the show, the president 47 was caught in sex traffic. That was a joke that was cut out of the special. But she is right because check this out from Black Enterprise magazine, blackenterprise.com. EEOC race and sex report almost a wrap thanks to 47's administration. The EEOC has voted to begin dismantling the requirement. The United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC, has voted to begin rescinding a decades-old requirement that large employers submit annual workforce demographic data by race and sex. Critics of diversity, equity, and inclusion applaud the move, arguing that it will reduce regulatory burdens, while critics warn that it can make workplace discrimination harder to detect. You know what's funny? I want to bring up something. Now, this is how screwed up this is, okay? Give me a moment. And y'all may not know about this. President 47's nominee to lead the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is Dr. Erica Schwartz, a physician, lawyer, and former deputy surgeon general. Her confirmation process has moved forward following recent committee back in the recent votes have faced scheduled delays. So a black woman, the president has nominated to run the CDC. But now he is rescinding a decades-old requirement that requires that large employers submit annual workforce demographic data by race and sex. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. And when we get to the international relations destination, just know, YouTube, this has been uploaded on your platform. And other people have talked about it because I have not talked about this destination for quite some time because I was trying to figure out how to do it. And child, when we get there, just follow the bouncing red ball, okay? Let's continue on. Oh, my God. The current EEOC reporting requirement. In a 2-1 vote on July 21st, the Republican-led commission approved a proposal to eliminate the component 1 reporting requirement, which has been in place since 1966. The rule requires private employers with at least 100 employees and certain federal contractors with at least 50 employees to report workforce demographics across various job categories, reports the Associated Press. The proposal will now undergo a public comment period before a final rule can be adopted. EEOC Chair Andrea Lucas of Local Cricket DEI argued that the reporting requirement conflicts with the agency's mission of enforcing equal treatment under the law. Okay, child. Says no one ever. It may promote racial stereotyping at work. It may encourage employers to engage in discrimination, Lucas said ahead of the vote. Lucas has also maintained that categorizing employees by race and sex encourage employers to make employment decisions based on protected characteristics rather than merit. The EEOC estimates that eliminating the reporting requirement would save employers roughly $275 million annually in compliance rules reports. So it could save employers $275 million annually, but yet y'all are afraid to make $15 an hour happen all across the United States of America. What are we doing here? Sincerely. In compliance cost rules reports. Another way to eliminate DEI efforts, civil rights organizations and Democrat Commissioner Kaplana Cortagal strongly opposed the proposal, arguing that EEO-1 data has long served as one of the federal government's most important tools for identifying patterns of workplace discrimination and tracking employment opportunities for women and racial minorities. Cortagal also warned that ending the requirement would weaken the agent's abilities to reinforce anti-discrimination laws and reduce transparency around workforce diversity. Civil rights advocates similarly contend that the data helps employers evaluate their own hiring and promotion practices while providing researchers and the public with a clearer picture of workplace equity. The proposal marks another significant shift in the 47 administration's rollback DEI initiatives since taking office. Administration officials have increased scrutiny of corporate DEI programs, with the EEOC under Lucas investigating companies and employers for what it describes as DEI-related discrimination. All this has been a farce ever since DEI has become a war. And like I said, once again, let's go back to this. The president has nominated a black woman to run the CDC. The president has nominated a black woman to run the CDC. The president has nominated a black woman to run the CDC. But yeah, it's doing that. Now, we're about to get into our international relations destination. And I just want everybody to just follow the red bouncing ball. Okay? Just want you to follow it and trust me. Okay, this is being reported. All right, so I don't want to hear it from YouTube. Okay, all right, here we go. Israel shared intelligence with U.S. of Iranian plot to delete 47. Israel shared intelligence with U.S. of Iranian plot to delete 47. Israel shared intelligence with U.S. of Iranian plot to delete 47. Sources say, follow the red bouncing ball. Okay, all right. Now, this came out July 9th, 2026. CNN Politics is reporting this. I just want that to be very clear. YouTube. All right. Israel shared intelligence with the United States that Iran have recently devised a new plan to delete President 47, according to two sources familiar with the matter told CNN, adding another layer of tension as a ceasefire deal between the countries comes under strain. One of the sources say the warning came this week. Another source said the U.S. had picked up a steady drumbeat of intelligence in recent weeks about possible plans to delete 47. But the warning from Israel was new and concerned a specific plot. Other American officials suggest the Israeli report could be an effort to sway 47's decision-making as to ways whether to intensify American military action against Iran. The details of the plot that Israel warned about were not immediately clear, and two sources familiar with the matter said the U.S. had not vetted it themselves, nor were they tracking it before the Israeli warning. The U.S. government had long warned that Iran may try to delete 47 in retaliation for the 2020 drone strike he ordered, which deleted a top Iranian general, Qasem Soleimani. Now, for those of you who don't know, there was some U.S. troops that have died in Iran. And 47 is not happy about that, so he wants to raise hell to Iran. or Iran, rather. So just giving you the facts as they are, not adding any sauce to it, not like we do. Okay, if we do add any sauce, we go off of the recipe we go off of the ingredients and the dish that is being served to the culture. That's all we do. Let's continue on. Asked for comment on the Israeli warning, which was first reported by the Wall Street Journal, the White House pointed to 47's recent comments on Iran's desire to delete him. They want to take out the U.S. leader. Trust me, 47 told reporters, I'm on whatever list. I saw that this morning. I'm on every single one of their lists. And so far, I guess I've been a bit lucky, but that doesn't last very long. These are evil and sick people. We have to root out that cancer. You know what you do. You got to cut out cancer early. And that's the way that I feel. Now, I just want to say this, okay? "47 claims United States arrested Venezuela's president." 47 says United States carried out a large-scale operation resulting in the arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. So, he says that there are some very sick individuals, right? Let's go back to his words. I'm utilizing facts here. I'm not adding any sauce to it. They want to take out the U.S. leader, me. But yet, you arrested another country's president. I just want to show you the facts as they are. Let's continue on. Layer 47 said he recently learned of a new list that ranked him as Iran's top deletion target. It is not clear if he was referring to the new Israeli intelligence information. Over the weekend, a crowd of Iranians called for 47's death during funeral proceedings for the slain supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was deleted at the start of the war. Tensions have ramped up between the United States and Iran in recent days, with the two sides trading threats and strikes as a 60-day ceasefire ending hostilities in tatters. Two sources familiar with the U.S. intelligence, with recent U.S. intelligence, have said that the intelligence community is tracking several factors who have discussed attacks but haven't taken action. One said that the U.S. intelligence agencies have been concerned that Iran will target a number of current and former senior officials, but that source said that the Israeli report is reviewed in part as piece of a broader Israeli effort to influence 47's decision-making on Iran. Some of the intelligence community are always skeptical of Israeli reporting, the source said. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, which Zohan Mandani wanted to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu, but through the law, he cannot do that. Has voiced deep doubts toward Trump, 47's efforts at diplomacy with Iran. He has clashed with 47 over Israeli military action in Lebanon, which has complicated the talks. The two men spoke by phone Thursday, and now who is expected to visit Washington soon for talks with the president. On Thursday, another U.S. official said diplomatic efforts with Iran are still underway behind the scenes, despite a resumption of strikes between the two sides. At 47 declaration a day earlier that the memorandum of understanding with Iran was over. Washington and Tehran are working toward reaching a nuclear deal by mid-August. Multiple officials said that there have been preparations for potential strikes if needed Thursday night, but they were foregoing them in favor of diplomacy. Earlier Thursday on the USS Abraham Lincoln cruise loaded up fire jets with armaments and pilots did drills in the event that they were called in to conduct strikes. The aircraft carrier's commanding officer, Dan Keeler, told the thousands of crew members on board things were heating up. As preparations were underway, fighter pilots continued to operate routine defense operations with flights taking off throughout the day and night. This developing story has been updated. So, you know, like I said, this is news. Okay, I just want that to be known. I am not condoning this at all. Believe me, I'm not condoning this at all. I am just showing you this because if we are not aware of what is going on, information can be used as a weapon. Information can be used as a weapon. Information can be used as a weapon. And so, you know, it could be that if they don't like the U.S., then they can also do an attack on the U.S. So I just wanted to say that to y'all because, and like I said, I'm trepidatiously being careful here, and just reporting the facts as they are, right? I'm trying to find it here. Okay, so I was trying to find it from another source so I can make it do what it do, but give me one moment, y'all. Give me one moment here. Oh yeah, I gotta show y'all that too. Oh my God, I gotta show y'all that too. Yeah, it's getting crazy out here, y'all. It really is. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so I just want to show both sides here, okay? Because they say that, you know, NBC News and MS Now are Democrats. I want to show both sides here, okay? So here's this clip right here. Okay, here it is right here. This is Tom Yamas. Here we go.
Now to the alarming report that Israel has warned the U.S. that Iran is plotting to kill President Trump. Kelly O'Donnell is at the White House. And Kelly, this comes as Iran has publicly called for the president's death.
And Tom, the White House is not commenting on that report. And yet the president said today that Israel came up with nothing. Now, this all comes as demonstrators in the streets of Iran carried those signs written in.
Now, y'all see that, right? Y'all, this is YouTube. This was uploaded to NBC News YouTube channel, okay? All right.
English notably, calling for the assassination of President Trump. The president said today, I've left instructions, if anything happens, to just literally bomb them at levels they've never seen before, end quote. New tonight, senior White House officials said Iran must issue a public statement pledging the Strait of Hormuz would remain open to commercial shipping after Iran violated the ceasefire by firing at those ships that had been using that thoroughfare. Tom?
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
So, there's that clip from NBC News. Here's this clip from MS Now.
90 seconds really goes fast. I wasn't ready for that. Israel told the U.S. that Iran cooked up a new plan to assassinate President Donald Trump. That is according to reporting from the Wall Street Journal. Earlier this week in Turkey, Trump referred to threats on his life. For years, Iran has vowed retaliation against Trump for the killing of General Soleimani during Trump's first term. Joining me now to discuss, one of the reporters on that story, a dear friend of this show, one of my favorite reporters, Alex Ward, national security reporter for the Wall Street Journal. Laura and Jake and his punch bowl still here. Alex, break this down. What happened?
Yeah, so right now you have Israel presenting intelligence to the United States that in Israel's assessment indicates that there is some fresh plot to kill President Trump. Now, one thing we should note is that the U.S. officials who received this aren't exactly, in line with the Israeli assessment here, right? I mean, there's been tons of threats on President Trump's life, not just from Iran for a while, but from Iran for years now. So, how serious this is still a bit of a debate. But you do have some U.S. officials wondering, why would Israel send this intelligence to the U.S.? Now, part of it is because, of course, there's a long-standing intelligence cooperation relationship between the U.S. and Israel. There are others who speculate, that Israel is
By the
trying
way,
to...
this is from MS Now YouTube. Okay, MS Now has uploaded this onto your platform.
Maybe coax President Trump back into major combat operations against Iran. And then there are others who think that, hey, it's just a very, there are some U.S. officials who genuinely did worry about what they saw and rang some alarms. So there's still some aspects of this and context we need to get into. But in terms of what we for sure know, Israel does believe, or at least assesses based on the intel they've received, that there is a new, fresh, and somewhat legitimate threat on President Trump's life.
Trump wants out of this war, right? A U.S. official told our network that despite what Alex has just reported, that the U.S. will continue talks with Iran. How much real optimism is there in the White House, Laura, or are they just trying to push this out because in many ways they are backed into a corner? What is the White House telling you?
Every time the White House has talked about this, including senior officials, they always caveat and say that while they're trying to keep negotiations going, while they're trying to keep conversations and those channels open, that ultimately any little thing can knock these negotiations off. And they always add those caveats. And even when I would say they were probably more optimistic when they were announcing this memorandum of understanding in the beginning of these talks, they kept adding those qualifiers. So I think that, yes, even though they are telling us that they want to continue these conversations and negotiations, they are incredibly far from any kind of end deal here. And the president, meanwhile, continues to threaten, strikes continue to be made. And he also is talking about the war in a way as though he's fine if some of his main objectives that he laid out when he announced this war are not met, including that just this week he said that we already got the nuclear dust, that enriched uranium. He said the U.S. already has it because it's so far underground. That's a bit of, expectation setting, one could argue, because of the fact that the president may end up saying, well, we don't need it anymore.
Okay.
So with that said, these negotiations have been going on for a very long time. And as we all know, all it takes is 47 putting on the wrong hat, and then the world is in hell. For those of you who are wondering what I'm talking about, there was a report at one time that depending on the color hat that he would wear would depend on the day that the White House would have.
Okay, then two questions. Alex, is there any evidence backing up that we've got the enriched dust? Because remember, when he launched the first strike, it was, we've got a nuclear weapon, it's going to be done in 2 weeks, and they're going to use it. He didn't prove that. His latest claim, A, has he proven it? And B, this ceasefire, do you consider it a turning point or just another bump in a very long road?
Well, in terms of the nuclear dust, you'll be surprised to hear that President Trump doesn't always speak fully and with clarity. I think what he meant by we got it is that the enriched uranium.
Stephanie tried so hard not to laugh at that. She really did.
After Operation Midnight Hammer last year to destroy the 3 Iranian nuclear sites. And in Trump's estimation, or at least new comments, he's basically saying Iran can't get to it. The only way to get to it would require American or even Chinese excavation equipment. And so, in a sense, Iran has no access to that enriched uranium, which therefore will make it hard for them to make a nuclear weapon. That seems to be what President Trump is saying. And if that is indeed his claim, then it brings into question the whole reason for this war now. Because if it is to be that Iran can never have a nuclear weapon, then right now they're pretty far from it, especially as President Trump is in office. So what is the rest of this for? And in terms of this ceasefire, I mean, it's a bunch of fires that aren't ceasing. I have continued to say that basically, this is a war that has just been continuing. The ceasefire is one in name only. They've been doing tit for tat. Now, in the history of warfare, we've seen ceasefires have these skirmishes throughout. But there's really never been like an actual stop to this. There have been some times in which there are no fires, but the war has continued because the aims have not been met, because the forces have not really stood down for extended periods of time. So we can call them ceasefires, we can call them pauses, but this war has been going on since February 28th, and there's no sign that is stopping.
February 28th. February 28th. It is July 24th, 2026, and it is 12:28 p.m. This has been on for February, March, April, May, June, July. 6 months. Let's continue on.
Immediate time soon.
A bunch of fires that aren't ceasing. I'm definitely stealing that line. Jake, is the cost of this war, is it going to become one of, if not the biggest issue in the midterms? MS Now is reporting that Republicans on the Hill are getting more and more worried that a deal is getting farther and farther away and gas prices could in fact soar.
Running an online
Well,
brand.
the thing is, they've already been soaring because we have talked about the airline industry, right? And how Spirit Airlines had to declare bankruptcy, not just because they were in debt, but because of the oil crisis. JetBlue, I think, is in $1.4 billion worth of debt. We reported on that as well here on Brainley's Virtual Tour Live. So prices have been going up like crazy. I think the problem that 47 doesn't realize is just because you have power doesn't mean you get to negate other countries' power either. Because if they're controlling the oil, then they also control the U.S. economy. Now, you're probably thinking, Braylon, what do you mean by that? Well, if gas is too damn high, right, and people need to go to work, then they can't go to work because if you can't afford the gas to get to work, then guess what? The business is not making any money, which is not going back into the U.S. economy. You see. And when you're pricing everything with tariffs out the wazoo, guess what? Consumers are hurt by that. And so because consumers are not getting a decent wage, they can't buy those products. So that means companies go out of business. How if we could turn back time, if we could find a way to elect Kamala Harris and not be in this motherfucking ass bullshit. Moving on, let's continue.
Yeah, it's a lot. Getting your domain on Wix Domains?
There's two different costs. There's a political cost, which is very high. I mean, you've seen slippage in these.
Right. He said slippage. I have to do this. I'm obligated to do this. Give me a moment here.
Time is slipping away from me. Yeah. Time.
He said slippage. What was I supposed to do? Moving on.
War powers resolution votes on the House floor in recent weeks, and Trump has lost them when it comes to limiting his ability to prosecute wars in the Middle East. There's that cost. There's also the cost that the Pentagon has asked for $67 billion in fresh money now. Like, not in the future. Now they want it. And Trump has said, actually, I want $350 billion. That's a monetary cost, which I think it's going to, the Congress, when they return next week, is going to have to begin to continue to seriously grapple with. I think that's going to become very, very difficult. Voting for that supplemental spending bill is going to be seen as a proxy vote for this war. Period. The end. That's not something that a lot of Republicans, certainly no Democrats, but a lot of Republicans are not going to want to be involved in that.
Okay, and you know who a lot of those Republicans talk to behind closed doors, off the record? Fox News and Fox News hosts, which is why this quote or this soundbite stuck out to me. A prominent Fox News host called out some of America's negotiators in Iran by name. I think that's noteworthy. Watch this.
I also don't think that Witkoff and Kushner should be the ones doing this. They're business guys. They have not been effective in Ukraine, not been effective in Gaza. They have not been effective in this.
What is this white bastard doing out of his times? Like, ain't he supposed to be on Fox and Friends or Faking Friends from 6 to 9 a.m.? Okay.
They can't have 3 portfolios to begin with. We have a State Department for a reason.
By the way, one of those bombings, it was basically chalk. It was the Iran made like a chalk version of a jet, and it was just in smoke.
Once upon a time there was a railroad line.
By the way, this is Hades sound.
Poor boy working on a song. There was a road to hell. It was hard times. It was the world of God. And man, it's a love song. Love song. It's a tale of a love from long ago. It's a sad song. Sad song. We're gonna sing it again. I want to go. Way down, Hades down, way down under the ground. Mr. Hades is a mighty king. Must have been making some mighty big deals. Seems like he owns everything.
Kinda makes you wonder how it feels.
Rita Seed was a hungry young girl.
Your ticket.
And Hades gave her a choice to make. A ticket to the underworld.
Hades sound. Shout out to Bleecker Street Media for making this happen. Let's continue on.
Okay, Jake, combine that with an anonymous Republican lawmaker who said, what in the world has Trump been doing? Why are things going so poorly? Is there any real plan for how we're going to get out? How's the White House?
You know, why is this going so poorly? Maybe because y'all have not called him out all of these years. You know, I think that probably could be a part of the problem. I don't know.
White House dealing with the questions coming from its own party. This to me does feel like somewhat of a wow.
Yeah, and I think the thing here is, Steph, that they never really did the coalition building in the Capitol that they needed to. I mean, this was avoidable. Well, in the Capitol, for sure, they never even really, I mean, they did brief people, I want to be fair, but they never briefed people to the extent they actually needed to bring people on their side and to say, here's what we're doing now, here are the interim steps that are going to need to happen, and here's what we're trying to achieve. Instead, they just did the whole, like, Trump is great, blah, 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 we should be able to beat Iran and overthrow the regime. regime and do all the stuff that we want to do. That's not useful for members. I mean, Trump is not going to face re-election again, but there are dozens of House Republicans this year
He's not going to face
and we're facing an
re-election
onslaught of Democratic attacks from people who are saying that the president entered an illegal war, is spending your money on a war in Iran instead of on health care, where he let subsidies expire. Costs are high, they're getting higher, gas prices are up and down. That's not a great political argument. Remember, members of Congress are out for themselves. They want to see themselves reelected. Donald Trump is going to be gone in 2 years.
God, we are hoping for the biggest move out party on broadcast television.
They hope not to be.
And I hope I can be a host. Good damn. Just, I'm available.
I think to that end, they want to know.
Let's let Bic be the sponsor. Actually, you know what? Let's do a move out party barbecue bash. Kingsford provides the lighter fluid for burning of the president's things and for the barbecue food that was going to be served at the barbecue bash. Moving on.
The plan is they want some sort of, conclusion, at least in the near term, to be on the horizon.
Well, then perhaps they might want to stop being so bold anonymously and start speaking on the record. Jake, thank you. Laura, thank you. Alex, awesome reporting.
So shout out to Stephanie Rule and everybody there. Now I want you to see this, right? I want you to see this. Right here, New York Times said U.S. government tried to get phone records of reporters and family members, okay? And now DOJ admits rookie mistakes. Rookie mistakes, you say? Withdraw subpoenas for New York Times journalists. That's where we are. A president is so downtrodden that he will get subpoenas of phone records for journalists who their job is to be the fourth estate to keep the judicial, the executive, and legislative branches in line and going after family members. But God forbid, if his tax returns get released, God forbid somebody try to go after Barron. God forbid somebody try to go after 47's grandchildren. God forbid somebody tries to go after Ivanka, Eric, 47 Jr. God forbid somebody try to go after Melania. Now it's a problem. Now it's a motherfucking ass problem. Just want to show that. And this last clip here. Now, this is from MAGA News, CBS News, okay? So even they report on this, okay? So here we go.
Turning now to the most intense fighting between the United States and Iran since President Trump struck a deal for talks. That was 3 weeks ago. The U.S. pounding some 90 targets in Iran overnight, and Iran responding with ballistic missiles and drones aimed at U.S. bases and military assets in the region. We get the latest now from Chief.
Now, I want to go back here. At U.S. bases and military assets in the region. That means they can just, okay, you don't like us, we will delete your own people too. That's where we are in 2026. Let's continue.
We get the latest now from Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes.
Another barrage of U.S. strikes has pushed the two-day total of Iranian military targets hit above 170, as the Iranians targeted U.S. facilities in Kuwait, Qatar, and Bahrain. At a funeral march for Ayatollah Khamenei, the crowd unfurled a banner that read,
"That's what they said. That's what they said. That is what they said." YouTube, let me show you the YouTube channel right here, okay? CBS Evening News put this. CBS Evening News uploaded this to y'all platforms. So I don't want to hear it. Okay? Just want to go back a little bit.
The crowd unfurled a banner.
See right there. See right there. See right there.
That read, "Hey Trump, we will kill you."
I did not say this. I am just showcasing the news of the day.
I'm number one on the kill list for Iran.
The White House offered a new explanation today for why Trump left Turkey yesterday on the old Air Force One after flying there on the new jet gifted by the government of Qatar. They said Trump had...
You heard that correctly. A whole nother country has gifted the president a new Air Force One. Now, you're not supposed to accept gifts as a political, as a politician, because that's a conflict of interest. Now, that old U.S. Air Force that was built in the United States. Here's a theory. If you accept a U.S. Air Force plane from another country, what could that country potentially do? Hey, rig this whole thing to listen into the president and everybody. You don't think that happens? In hotel rooms, there are some teddy bears that got cameras in them to watch the hotel guests undress and everything. Y'all need to wake the fuck up. Sincerely. Let's continue on. I can't believe it. You accept a whole plane not knowing if it's bugged or not. Just
has many enemies, and we use every tool at our disposal, including distraction and misdirection, to address those threats.
So, wait a minute. So, you guys are admitting that you guys put out distractions and misdirections to avoid saying what needs to be said and handling what needs to be handled and owning up to what y'all need to own up to. Listen, I'm just reporting the facts as they are. Let's continue on.
Those threats. CBS News has learned it was the Secret Service that advised Trump to take the old Air Force One after hostilities reignited in Iran.
If there's actually a war in the region going on, you actually have to take care of the chief executive, and that requires a proper, fully missionized aircraft.
Richard Abulafia is an aerospace.
Okay, so let me flip it reverse and wind it back. So he got gifted that, but then his Secret Service told him to use the old Air Force One. Okay. My bad. That was a decently smart move, but knowing the president, he probably didn't want to do it. So still, I was right in the fact that he would take a gifted Air Force One from another country that they could have bugged the plane. My God.
What makes you think that the new Air Force One isn't fully missionized?
The amount of time and money that they've put into it is frankly laughable. Coming up with an incredibly elaborate communication suite that allows encrypted communications with U.S. and allied battlefield commanders all over the globe. This is a many-year, many billions of dollars undertaking, but that's not what happened here.
What happened here is that the U.S. Air Force spent about 1 year retrofitting the jet, so Trump was able to use it for the first time last week, just in time for the nation's 250th birthday. Tony?
Nancy, thank you.
If you are everything that you need to know, all right, when it comes to the president of the United States. All right, let's continue on. We do have more Braylon Lee's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from this space right here and right now. Let's talk about Howard University. Shout out to the New York Post here. Hundreds of Howard University. Hang on. What in the world? You need extra. There we go. Hundreds of Howard University freshmen unenrolled over unpaid bills weeks before fall semester. As you can see, 391 comments. I'm not reading all those comments, but I just want to show you the vitality of this destination. Okay, here we go. We will wait there. And Homa Bash, good to see you. By the way, Homa Bash was in Cleveland. Now she's in Washington, D.C., a great journalist. So we'll watch that report here in just a little bit. Shout out to Homa Bash. And shout out to Fox D.C. They seem like they're a really good station for sure. They got a lot of soul to their news team. All right. Hundreds of incoming Howard University students from across the country were blindsided just weeks before the start of school after learning they have been unenrolled over unpaid bills. Freshmen were informed this week that they have missed a July 10th payment deadline and will not be allowed to attend the upcoming fall semester at the private HBCU school in Washington, D.C., ABC 7 reported. Students were set to students were set to start moving into their on-campus housing August 3rd, while fall semester begins on August 17th. So Isabel Williams, who is right here, was one of the students who received the news that she had been unenrolled by the university. Isabel Williams had her truck packed and was gearing to take the long trip from her home in Alabama on Thursday to start her internship with the school's football team next week, where her dream school informed her she was unenrolled. Never in my life have I been so disappointed, Williams said, tearful video on Instagram. Never in life have I gotten so far and worked so hard for it to be stripped away from me on a random Wednesday. I want to watch that video to give some love, grace, and space to the sister right here. So give me a moment. Here we go.
I don't like being emotional. I don't like showing any sort of fear. But never in my life have I been so disappointed. Never in my life have I gotten so far and worked so hard for it to be stripped from me on a random Wednesday. When I was promised and told by people that what I was doing was okay, that everything was fine, and that my scholarships could come through later. And then I'm suddenly unenrolled from a dream school, from a school that I worked so hard to get into, to afford to go to, because my mother wasn't able to continue her education there for the same reason.
Oh my God.
This is unacceptable. I'm not accepting this. As I put in my notes, still we rise.
Amen.
Please be kind. Please be kind to me. Please be kind to the students going through this. Please be kind to yourself. If you're currently a student, or if you're an incoming one, or you were supposed to be an incoming one, things work out. Things will work out. I promise. I promise they will. But that doesn't mean it's not hard. But I'm hoping that I can get through this. And I hope that this can be motivation to everyone and anyone that bad things can happen and we will still rise. And the sun will come up the next day. Ooh. And I'll still be able to help people the way that I want to. Because nothing will stand in the way of my light.
Amen.
Even if it feels like it is. I love you all.
Wow.
I love you all very much.
First of all, shout out to this fine sister right here. She is more coherent than somebody in the same county that Alicia Brown is in, and that person can only talk about Carissa Shields, Krishan Rock, and Remy Ma, and got a notice from YouTube that she don't know how to make original content. Yes, indeed. Amen. Hallelujah. Clock that T. Now, with that said, this is a fucking damn shame, disgrace, and blasphemous behavior. I don't know if any of y'all had tried to get into college before, but it is beyond just, especially for Black people. That's why we have HBCUs, for us. Because in order to get into a predominantly white school, you basically, how can I put this? In the words of Phyllis Gardner from Hulu's The Dropout, you have to be so good that they have to strip you down of anyone who's helped you, and you have to showcase that you did it all by yourself before anybody ever connects themselves to you. That's how real getting into college is. The SAT and ACT scores are very real. ACT, shout out to them. They have evolved the test that way other people can get into college more often, but this really saddens me. I think that this is the best comment here. Mommy and Madison, baby girl, do not give up. Please do not give up on yourself. Rather, keep your eye on the prize. Consider taking community college courses in the interim and transfer your credits for your general education requirements. The first 2 years of college typically don't actually cover your major, and they do not. You will still be ahead of the game. You will save money, and you can pursue multiple majors when your scholarships land. Hang in there, beauty. You're on the right track. Mommy and Maston, shout out to you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sister right there. Shout out to you. Thank you for investing into this beautiful Black queen right here. Let's get back to our article here. Yes, indeed. Oh my God. And just still in the midst of her feeling the way that she's feeling, to still find joy, to still find hope, and to still be able to give something good to people. Let them know that everything's going to be okay. Howard, every student better get a full ride fucking scholarship. And I don't want to hear we can't afford, because we got a bunch of Black billionaires. Oprah, Rob Smith, who paid off Morehouse, get on y'all asses and do this shit. Damn. You know, if Barack Obama's community college plan would have been implemented, this would not have been a problem. Those of you who don't know, President Barack Obama, wanted to do free community college across the country. There's a program in Arkansas called the Arkansas Scholars Program, where if you get it, you can actually take 2 years free at Pulaski Technical College and then transfer to any school in Arkansas. If your state has a program like that, I suggest taking it. Okay? All right, moving on. Williams, who was accepted into 42 colleges. Come on. Congratulations on that. That is Black incredible work right there. Committed to Howard University in May, Williams says she had 2 guaranteed scholarships pending from Howard University, who was going to recover the remaining of her tuition balance due in July. She had 2 scholarships from Howard University, I had an $11,000 scholarship and a $16,000 scholarship that was directly from them, Williams told the outlet. Okay. She says she was transparent with the school as she could be, sending them document proof that money would come in August, and was told everything was fine and that her scholarships could come through later. Williams said when she reached out to the university, she was told that there was no way for us to come back, and the school suggested that we come back another semester as a transfer student. They gave a bit of information about how to get scholarship reimbursement in the future, and now this was confusing for a multitude of reasons, Williams told ABC7. And then Dwayne Iron was just 12 days away from leaving his Kansas City, Missouri, when he was told that he was unenrolled. Her Instagram post quickly went viral after being shared Wednesday, with hundreds of other incoming students coming forward to say they have received the same notice from the university. Williams said that her enrollment has since been restored after her post went viral. The school later confirmed to ABC7 that more than 500 students received the unenrollment notification. Dwayne Irwin was just 12 days away from leaving his Kansas City, Missouri home to start at Howard University when he received the devastating news that he wouldn't be attending the fall semester, NBC4 Washington reported. Another incoming student, Marley Coulterfield, sorry if I'm butchering your name, beautiful, says she checked her account on July 11th to only find her balance was negative, meaning she had more money in aid and scholarships than she owed in tuition. That university owed her the difference. Child, listen, that is a blessing if you can have that happen to you. I graduated early. I had graduated my junior year and had a 4.0 come through. That's amazing sauce there. I did all of that just to get into Howard University, and now I can't go to Howard University. Coulterfield told the outlet. Howard University said it repeatedly reached out to students and families between March and July to inform them of the payment deadlines through emails, personalized financial aid information, videos, and prep sessions. Howard University understands the concerns and challenges that students and families are experiencing related to the recent enrollment update for some first-time in-college students. The institution posted on Twitter Thursday. Howard University said it is reviewing cases pending involving pending scholarship and financial aid applications and will issue refunds for any payments and scholarship funds already submitted through the $800 deposits for tuition and housing will not be returned. So let's go to this video here from Fox 5 DC. So here we go.
Saying.
Students told their college dreams could be on hold. The university sending out emails to freshmen telling them they have been unenrolled for not paying tuition.
But students say it's a big mistake and that Howard has some major explanation to do. Tom Fitzgerald's live at Howard tonight with more on what the students are saying.
Jim Homa, good evening. We spoke to a lot of these students today. They are devastated, they are frustrated, and they say they are fearful right now that their goal of attending one of the most prestigious HBCUs in this country might not happen at all now because they were just days away from moving into campus, and now they are getting emails telling them that they were unenrolled from this university. So take a look at this. This is the email that was sent out to scores of Howard freshmen. It says that they missed a July 10th tuition deadline, so they have been unenrolled from the class of 2030. Now, students have been reacting sharply to this, sharing their personal stories on Instagram. A lot of them tell Fox 5 that they believe this email is in error. They are waiting on scholarships. Some of them are waiting on military benefits or financial aid that they say will not be posted to their accounts until August 1st. Freshmen like Isabella Williams and Dwayne Irving tell Fox 5 right now they are desperate for answers.
I quite literally went in person for orientation to make sure that I was okay. Apparently, that's not the case.
And I'm suddenly unenrolled from my dream school, from a school that I worked so hard to get into.
There's no excuse, there's no reason why we were to have been unenrolled when they knew that we had money to pay our fees.
Now, in a statement on the Howard University website, officials said, in part, we understand that this enrollment update that was issued is difficult and disappointing for students and their family. They go on to say the university is reviewing information related to anticipated scholarship funding and financial aid. Meanwhile, students here on campus tell Fox 5 they believe the university needs to fix this situation and communicate more effectively with its freshmen.
It's my dream school, too, and so I was personally just tearing up. I was confused to my parents and all that. A lot of friends I have are actually suffering from their whole thing going on. It's very unfortunate.
I call the administration. What are we going to do to change that? Because if you want people to still continue to come to Howard.
We spoke with dozens of students and parents today. They all, to a person, said that they believe that this is a mistake. And what's worse is they say they can't get anybody on the phone or to even answer a question. We're live in Northwest today. Send it back in.
Thank you guys so much there at Fox 5. And by the way, did I mention that Howard University also had a dorm with mold in it? Yeah, that happened. That did happen. Let's go with the Grio here. Shout out to the Grio for this. Thank you so much, the Grio. Howard University releases statement about unenrollment emails sent to incoming freshmen. In a statement shared with the Grio, the HBCU addressed the growing discourse surrounding the incoming Howard University freshmen's enrollment. Hundreds of incoming freshmen at Howard University and their families have been feeling anxious about the back-to-school season after receiving an email regarding their enrollment status. As previously reported by the Grio, students and their families turned to social media on July 22nd to express their concerns after receiving a message from the university that read, end quote, "We are writing to follow up on your interest in attending Howard University. Your July 10th, 2026 deadline to make sure your tuition payment or payment arrangement to secure your enrollment has passed. As a result of this missed deadline, we can no longer hold your place at Howard University's incoming class. The payment deadline was communicated in previous notices and reflected in your student financial account." As students and alumni across social media have shared their thoughts, frustrations, and grievances with the situation, the way it was handled, the Washington D.C. based HBCU released a statement about the released a statement addressing the enrollment update. So right here, first time in college students enrollment update and next steps. Additional guidance for students and families. Right here, Howard University understands the concerns and challenges that students and families are experiencing related to the recent enrollment update for some first-time in college students. The university is reviewing information related to enrollment status, anticipated scholarship funding, and other financial aid where appropriate, and will consider relevant circumstances regarding pending scholarship awards and financial aid resources for impacted students. If you have questions, please contact the office best equipped to assist you. Enrollment status, enrollment management at HowardU, financial aid, FinAid at HowardU, pending scholarships and student accounts, bursar help at HowardU. We remain committed to supporting students and families and reviewing individual circumstances where appropriate. We understand that the enrollment update that was issued yesterday is difficult and disappointing for students and their families. The statement shared with the Grio read. Howard University provided multiple detailed communications throughout March, April, May, June, and July to first-time in-college students and families on the steps needed to secure enrollment for the fall 2026 semester. Notifications included emails, specialized financial aid information, videos, and bison prep sessions. That basically means, student orientation, bison prep. For example, Kent State University, they have Welcome to Kent State weekends where parents and students can take a tour and also to get more information for the incoming freshmen to know what's going on and their parents, like I said before. To help incoming students understand tuition payment requirements, payment plan options, the process for reporting outside scholarships, and the necessary deadlines to secure their enrollment. Howard University's Office of Communications explained that only students who did not meet the established payment arrangement or other scholarship and financial aid reporting deadlines received the notification that the university could no longer hold their place in the incoming freshman class. As Howard finalizes enrollment for the fall 2026 semester, which begins August 17th, and send nothing but light, love, and prayers to every freshman going off on your journey. Just know the road will be long. Classes are going to be difficult, but it is mind over matter. And remember your purpose. If you remember your purpose, you will always fulfill your assignment accordingly. So send light, love, and prayers to the future classes of 2030 at every HBCU and predominantly white college across the country. The more we have an educated world, the better. Because have you seen who the president is? Have you seen the administration? Have you seen the supporters that supports this bullshit? We need an educated world. Moving on. Confirming enrollment is essential to planning academic programs, housing, financial aid, and student support services, the university shared. We recognize that some students with pending outside scholarships and other financial aid resources may have been impacted by the recent enrollment update. The university is reviewing information related to anticipated scholarship funding and other financial aid where appropriate, and will consider relevant circumstances presented regarding pending scholarship awards and financial aid resources. Many students impacted by the enrollment changes report inconsistencies in communications about payment timelines, and advice received from representatives at Howard's bursar's office. One day you will see a payment date in August, and then out of nowhere, my roommate had texted me and said, "Oh, there's a payment due July 10th," and this was in June. Kendra K, an incoming freshman from Atlanta, Georgia, shared recalling representative from the bursar office telling her she was all set for the semester. She said, "I was all covered and that I didn't have to make a payment plan or anything." So even though I would see on my poll that I had a balance, she just said to ignore it because I was all covered. And I know I'm supposed to check all my stuff, but that's what I did, and I was just misled, she added. I'll be honest, my mother back in 1984 wasn't able to continue her education at Howard either. Great grades, amazing community service, but because she didn't have the funds, she continued. I worked to make sure that I did. Now I'm continuing on a legacy that my mother wasn't afforded. Let's see here. What happened to carrying the next generation of Black leaders. Do you want leaders or do you want followers? Oh my God. I love our people. Do you want people who are succumbing to their finances or succumbing to racism, bigotry, sexism, ableism, and everything else that the president, his administration, his support? Or do you want people who uplift themselves and others? You can only have one choice. Those students report struggles reaching the university administrators when calling to get clarity or find a solution for the situation. Howard University encourages students with questions about their enrollment status to contact the Office of Enrollment Management at enrollmentmanagement@howard.edu. Students with general questions about Howard University scholarships and other financial aid to contact the Office of Financial Aid at finaid@howard.edu. And students with questions about pending scholarships and student balances to contact the Office of the Bursar at bursarhelp@howard.edu. My God, our last article about this here. What happened to Truth and Service? Incoming Howard freshmen speak out after student enrollment emails from the GRIO. Incoming Howard University freshmen say that they were unenrolled despite believing their financial aid grants and scholarships covered their tuition. Back to school season is around the corner, and this week, as incoming college freshmen have been shopping for their dorms, Howard University reportedly shocked hundreds of students by sending them emails stating that they have been unenrolled from their classes and the university due to unpaid balances. In light of the shocking news, parents and students alike took to social media to raise awareness of the matter and hopefully get answers. So here is a TikTok here.
Hi everyone, my name is Chrisette Jones, an incoming freshman at Howard University. At least I was. Today, me and several hundred others of incoming freshmen at Howard University was unenrolled from the university today. The reasoning in an email was unpaid tuition balances. Every student's situation is different. My situation, I only owed $9,000. And I personally was having issues on the website where we pay our tuition balance. And I wasn't able to pay until today. But in other student situations, they still had scholarships pending, military benefits pending, and we are currently 2 weeks before we have to move in. Tell me, Howard, what am I and hundreds of other students supposed to do now? In no email have you warned us that there will be unenrollment if we didn't pay our tuition by the July 10th deadline. To all my other Howard incoming freshmen, I'm here with you. We're all in this together, and we're all going to get through this.
You know what's really inspiring to me? That young people are more sensible, kind, and understanding than grown folks who are supposed to be elders. Than elders who know the totality of a person, but yet threw them away just to be a slut for somebody who calls hell, destruction, and thirsty toxicity. Oh, I'm sorry, that is thirsty toxicity. And then when information comes out, they are silent. Not because they were silenced, shout out to Oprah, but because they were silent in their complicity with thirsty toxicity. Interesting how facts change. And when the facts change, then we want to move the goalposts. How interesting is that? Shout out to the young people for being so loving, kind, and gracious to each other through this process. I wish some elders could be as grown as these young people. Boost and spend that shit, but yet not wanting to spend that shit investing in the future of what we can be as Black people. Child, get the fuck out my face. All you elders. Well, not all y'all. Some of y'all are good elders, but not every elder is a good elder. Just like every young person is not a good young person, okay? So if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. Moving on. Through every student's financial aid situation, though every student's financial aid situation is different, they are reported receiving an email on July 22nd that read, "We are trying to follow up on your interest in attending Howard University. The July 10th, 2026 deadline to make sure your tuition payment or payment arrangement to secure your enrollment has passed. As a result of this missed deadline, we can no longer hold your place at Howard University's incoming class. The payment deadline was communicated in previous notices and reflected in your student financial account. And by the way, that's to all the men too of what I said. Some of y'all men who are elders like Uncle Luke and Trick Dad, some of y'all do not deserve to be elders either. I'm equal opportunity. Okay? All right, moving on. Now, we recognize that circumstances can change. We appreciate the time and interest you invested in Howard University. Although you will not be able to enroll as a first-time in-college student for the upcoming term, we encourage you rather to consider applying as a transfer student to Howard in the future. However, for students like Kendra Kay, an incoming freshman from Atlanta, Georgia, the payment deadline was reportedly not communicated. In an interview with the Rio, Kendra shared that after submitting her enrollment deposit, she noticed inconsistencies in the university's communications about when payments would be due. One day you would see a payment date in August, and then out of nowhere, my roommate had texted me and said, "Oh, there's a payment due July 10th, and this was in June," she shared. Naturally, she and her family called the HBCU's bursar's office to handle any outstanding payments. Fortunately, we were able to reach them and communicate with them because I know a lot of students that are going through this couldn't even reach the financial aid office to get clarity on the situation, which is also probably why they got unenrolled as well. She recalls her family calling their offices twice, once on July 2nd and again on July 8th. During the call on July 2nd, she says a female representative from Bursar's office told her that she was covered for the semester thanks to the grants and scholarships she had received from the HBCU. She said I was all covered and that I didn't have to make a payment plan or anything. I asked her, like, okay, I keep getting emails. What do I need to do? And her response was like, oh, no, you're all covered. Wait for your stuff to roll in, Kendra shared. So even though, like, I would see on my portal that I had a balance, she said just to ignore it because I was all covered. Advice, she said, was echoed to both her and her father when they called in the following days. And reportedly, she was not the only one to receive this news. Kendra noted that one incoming freshman said their advice was to encourage them to make a payment to secure their spot, even though they were technically covered by grant scholarships, etc. I found out yesterday that I have been dropped out. I was supposed to move in on August 6th. And it's one thing if they message me the day after, like on July 11th or the 12th. But they decided to email me literally 13 days before my move, and she shared. I know I'm supposed to check all my stuff, but that's why I did. I was just misled. For 18-year-old Isabella Williams, the news came hours just before she was scheduled to travel from Alabama to Washington, D.C., where she was supposed to move in early to start her media internship with the HBCU. It was not until she came home from a final hangout with friends from her hometown that she learned she had been unenrolled from her Georgia school. I'm not one to show a lot of emotion. I don't think that it necessarily helps situations all the time. Williams told the Rio, but I also know that because people could just see how genuine it was and how scared I really am, I knew that it would do something. And rather just sitting and crying in my room, I might as well sit and talk about the issue and advocate for myself and other people. My dream school is Howard University, and that honestly hasn't changed, she added. As a result of their unenrolled status, Williams, Kendra, and hundreds of other incoming freshmen can no longer access the financial aid statements in their portal. Both students report that everything had been zeroed out, and Kendra, who received scholarships from the university, is now relying on previously downloaded copies of her statements when advocating for a spot in the Howard University class of 2030, though getting in touch with the university has been a struggle for most students impacted by the mass unenrollment. They dropped that email around 2:19 p.m. and then they closed around 2:30 p.m. So there wasn't much time to call. They're closed today. They're not accessible tomorrow either. So we have to wait until Monday to do anything, Williams explained. And for people who have gotten a response to their emails, to sum it up nicely, they practically just said, you can try again next year, but there's nothing we can do about it. They just said we can transfer in as a transfer student, but that we can't come in as incoming freshmen. So here's this post here from Howard, 1867. 1867 is when Howard was founded, by the way. And whenever Williams and her family have called, if they get a response, it has been to email enrollment management. Additionally, students have begun questioning the timing of the enrollments and what happened to the money attached to their spots in their class of 2030 group chats and Facebook groups. Sharing some of the speculation with the Bria Williams said there is someone who was just accepted yesterday, and on that same day, over 500 students were unenrolled. They just got off the wait list. Okay. And the majority of us have money from Howard, but we're also providing our own external scholarships, like the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund and UNICEF. Shout out to Mackenzie Scott, who has been donating to HBCUs out the wazoo. And that's why we should support nonprofits, whether it is Black, whether it is white, whether it's Indian, whether it's Puerto Rican, what have you. Making way for Black students and minorities to go to college. We should be supporting those organizations. And I get what some of you are saying. I don't have the money. Word of mouth is still the most powerful tool of media. It still is. Even though I can't pay for the class of 2030, I know some Black billionaires better be opening up their fucking pocketbooks today and clarifying, making it do what it do, and handling this shit today. And Oprah, you built a whole school in Africa for those young women, and shout out to you for that. I will never deny the greatness of Oprah, and she has also made scholarships to Morehouse College men. I need you and a coalition of Black billionaires to take care of this class. Moving on. Listen, you cannot be that high up and not recognize when you need to put your foot in some shit. You know what? Let's spin that shit. Let's spin that shit. Let's spin that shit into investing for Black students and minorities. Not spend that shit boosting, stealing, and killing, and deleting, and trying to erase people like Young Miami is doing. What? The Young Miami fans gonna get on to me? Oh, don't give a fuck. Already did a live where I show NDIRE is the overall winner by facts. You don't like it? Talk to Trick Dad. Oh wait, he's a fucking trick. And Uncle Luke is closer to the casket to die than at the cradle to start life to become something important out of his mother's vagina. Moving on. My Lord Jesus. And the majority of us had money from Howard, but we're also providing our own external scholarships, so it wasn't an issue that they didn't have money to give. We had our own money to give. The Grill cannot independently verify claims of increased scholarship awards or waitlist admissions, and Howard University has not publicly confirmed how many students received the unenrollment email, as the university has not responded to requests for comments on the matter at the time of publication. The uncertainty, speculation, and responsiveness, Williams says, has sparked sentiments of grief, frustration, disappointment, and more among the incoming freshman class, leaning heavily on each other for information and support. Williams says she is using her viral video to advocate for the entire class of 2030. You are not in our situation. You don't understand it. Even if you've been, we're all different people, she said, addressing the social media critics. The only reason why they're critics is because, sweetheart, they don't have anything going on in their life. That's the only reason why they're criticizing. But God forbid if don't try to go back to school, they'll be wanting you to advocate for them. What? And I know what y'all think. Well, Bray gonna lay into Trina? She advocated for spending that shit. I'm not gonna lay into Trina because Trina's an actual legend. Okay, all right. Trina actually gives a fuck about Black people. If we had to save the world from being dead, aliens taking over, laser beam on the globe, we would send up Young Miami and save Trina. Okay, moving on. What you want me to do? And all the women that are supporting Young Miami, you got the right to support, but make sure when you do what Young Miami said in that song, to Trick Daddy, Uncle Luke, and every man supporting that song, y'all do what y'all do in that song. Make sure Young Miami is putting some on your books. Make sure she's bailing your ass out. Make sure she's paying for the lawyers. Okay, all right, moving on. I just cannot deal with in delusions of grandeur. I can't. I'm also not trading comfortability for affordability. That's not how that works. A lot of people said that they want to go to Howard or to other HBCUs because, for one, they do not want to be the minority, especially at this time and really any time in our country. We've had so many issues and issues ongoing. It's just not fair. If students want to give themselves a chance to be with people like them, grow like them, and to grow and learn from people like them, we should be given a fair shot. We should not have to go to a predominantly white institution because it's cheaper. I agree with that as well. And it really does depend on not just where you live, because where you live determines what you have, the resources you have, but also too, it's about infrastructure. The infrastructure is not there. You go to the school that's accepting you, right? I could have went to UAPB, but my family was moving to Ohio. I wanted to be with my family. And here's the gag. You ready for this? Just because you go to a predominantly white school does not mean anything. You still have to do the work. But here's the biggest thing. I have no problem with blacks dating other races. I told y'all that about that couple that comes to my job at the retail job that I have. Interracial couple, beautiful. She looks like she will go from the window to the wall and not give a damn uck or ish about how you recover. If you have somebody of another race that defends you and the culture that hard, be with them. But also to make sure that you don't forget you black in that. Same thing with predominantly white institutions. If you're a black student, you went to a predominantly white institution, make sure you don't forget that you're black in how you move and how you invest and how you are rising through our culture. That's the only thing I say. Moving on. We should not have to go there just because we can get a minority scholarship. That's not how that works. It's our lives, especially it's our black lives, and we should be comfortable in our skin wherever we go, but especially at an HBCU. Both Kendra and Williams shared plans to travel to DC to try to resolve the matter in person. The school remains unresponsive by phone. When asked what she would tell Howard University administrators handle the matter, Williams asked what happened to truth and service. Child, when people can utilize your own words against you, my God, these kids have more integrity than Tasha K, right? Nicki Minaj, Milagro Grams, Always a Loser, and D.O. Whisperer, which, by the way, that is the Tasha K morning show, never coming soon. Okay, with Beth being Milfiance being a producer. By the way, she will also not be a producer on that show because it's never coming. Moving on. I'll be honest, my mother back in 1984, she wasn't able to continue her education at Howard either. Great grades, amazing community service. Because she didn't have the funds, she continued. I worked to make sure that I did, and now I'm continuing on a legacy that my mother wasn't afforded. What happened to carrying the next generation of black leaders? Do you want leaders or do you want followers? Do you want people who are succumbing to their finances, or do you want people who will uplift themselves and others? You can only have one choice. You can't have both. It's just not going to work. So if you want to lose what you built, then sure, go ahead. But I don't think that's the path that any of us want to take. And by the way, did I mention that Larry Rowe will be an executive producer on the Tasha K Morning Show? That will never be happening. I forgot to mention that too. I'm just going to say this. If Kamala Harris was president, this would not be happening because she went to Howard. She would have been doing HBCU reform. Oh, no. Everybody else just had to vote for a dumb white bastard. On November 4th. And now you got people leaving the MAGA movement. No. Your ass is branded for life. We will make sure the husbands and wives and the children are okay. Fuck you. That's where I'm at. Now, of course, my mother would be like, Braylon, now, you know, those are human beings and everyone's got the right to free will, this, that, there. No. If y'all raise me to be responsible for what I gotta do or what I've done in my life, then they gotta be responsible too. I'm not gonna move the goalpost just because they elected themselves to suffer. And I love you, mama, very much. You know that. Y'all, we're not done. Speaking of education, let's talk about this because this is some news too. Give me one moment, y'all. Like I told y'all, we had a jam-packed show today. the jam-packed show, stream, tour, what have you. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, here we go. So let's talk about this show. Here we go. Black Enterprise Magazine, blackenterprise.com. Here we go. Black Women's Equal Pay Day sparks push for workplace reform. Black women remain concentrated in lower paying occupations. Here we go. A coalition of workplace equity advocates is urging lawmakers and employers to adopt a broad slate of labor reforms to narrow persistent wage disparities affecting Black women, arguing that equal pay cannot be achieved without addressing systematic barriers to economic opportunity. Equalrights.org reports. The proposal report, A Wage Justice Agenda for America, released by equal rights advocates ahead of Black Women's Equal Pay Day on July 21st, that day has already passed, called for stronger pay transparency laws, expanded pay, family and medical leave, affordable childcare, higher wages, stronger protections against workplace discrimination and wage theft, and increased enforcement of existing civil rights laws. The recommendations are intended to address the structural factors that continue to shape earnings for Black women across the United States. According to equal rights advocates, Black women remain concentrated in lower paying occupations while frequently serving as primary or co-breadwinners for their families, making wage inequities particularly consequential for household financial security. The organization argues that closing the pay gap requires reforms that extend beyond equal pay statutes to include workplace protections for caregivers, pregnant workers, and employees who discuss compensation. Right here, equal rights advocates and Equal Pay Day, Equal Pay Today organization. What does equal pay mean for low-income Black mothers and their families? This is a very iconic painting, and the woman who did that, I think, was in her 60s when she finally made it. July 21st is the day we recognize how the wage gap impacts Black women in the workplace and take action against pay discrimination. Economic studies find that Black women are often the main breadwinners for their families, but the wealth gap in this country severely impacts Black mothers who are already economically vulnerable. According to the National Women's Law Center, women make up 61% of the low paid workforce. 54.2% are women of color. Additionally, Black women are overrepresented in low paid work. Nearly half of mothers working in low paid jobs, 47.7%, live in or near poverty, with 19.0% living in poverty. Among Black mothers, well over half live in or near poverty. Black women earn just 68.3 cents for every dollar earned by white men. This gap widened in 2025. What you can do to help? We can't resolve workplace discrimination if employers get away with hiding data. Under 47's administration, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC, which we talked about this show. Yes, indeed. Wants to get rid of mandatory demographic reports for large companies. This means that wage inequality can go unnoticed and unchecked, making it harder for unprotected groups like Black women to sue for workplace discrimination. Help us raise awareness by using the hashtag Black Women's Equal Pay, and join us in demanding that the EEOC protects workers by enforcing demographic data collection. The report coincides with Black Women's Equal Pay Day, the date symbolizing how far into the new year Black women must work on average to earn what white non-Hispanic men earned during the previous year. Equal Pay Day Today, a national coalition founded by equal rights advocates, reports that Black women earn approximately 63 cents for every dollar earned by white non-Hispanic men across all workers, or about 65 cents among full-time year-round employees. Black women continue to be underpaid, undervalued, and overrepresented in low-paid jobs with little opportunity for advancement that lack important work. workplace protections, Equal Pay Today said in announcing this year's observance. Equal rights advocates maintains that comprehensive workplace reforms paired with stronger enforcement of anti-discrimination laws are necessary to improve long-term economic outcomes for Black women and their families. Well, I mean, Mel Mitchell could be the correspondent for the Tasha K. Morning Show. That's never going to happen. Along with Tasha K., Malago Graham, Nicki Minaj, Always a Loser, DL Whisperer, with Beth being beautifully honest, being a producer on the show, and Larry Rowe being the executive producer of a morning show. That's never going to happen. So like I said, what do I think about this? I think it's long overdue that Black women get paid equally. I think a woman should be president. I would rather have Kamala Harris than this shit. And people don't understand how you live mentally determines, but how the resources that you have in your life, right? Whatever resource you have determine how you live. And the more that you are secure in how you live, the more your mental health is good. And the more your mental health is good, the more you'll be able to do good in your neighborhood. The $15 an hour is not about being rich. It's not about even becoming wealthy. It's about having stability within yourself. And if the country is stable in everything, then that means people are spending. That means money's going to the economy and the country is rising as one. Good damn, a 31-year-old should not have to break it down this simply when I'm not even a president. And child, don't even ask me to be president because there'll be two press conferences every single time I come on TV, one on CNN and one on HBO. And y'all know the one on HBO I'm not going to give a damn muck or ish about. So listen, those I'll probably be to the White House as a press secretary. Moving on. Now, speaking of Black, shout out to Black Enterprise Magazine, blackenterprise.com once again. Shout out to the two people here. Thank you so much for being here. Kroger, shout out to them. Kroger announces new Black-owned brand section in Ohio store. The grocery giant is spotlighting Black-owned beauty, wellness, and personal care businesses. I'm thrilled. It's amazing. Kroger is creating more shelf space for Black entrepreneurs by launching a dedicated section featuring Black-owned brands at one of its Ohio locations. The grocery retailer recently unveiled the new section as a part of the reopening of its Brewer's Yard store in Columbus, Ohio. The renovated location now includes a curated selection of Black-owned products focused on skincare, hair care, and wellness, report Spectrum News 1. The Brewer's Yard in Kroger, which is located at 150 West Sycamore Street, underwent a $1.6 million renovation ahead of its opening. The updated store includes enhancements to several departments such as floral, cheese, and dairy, as well as expanded product offerings from local businesses. Incredible. Our customers have been asking for these products for their everyday needs, and it's our responsibility to do right by them, said Mark Bruce, head of communications and public affairs for Kroger's Columbus division. If you ever go into a Meijer, you can go to the customer service counter. There's a quote along the wall from Fred Meyer that says, "Customers don't need us, we need them. Customers don't need us, we need them. Customers don't need us, we need them. Customers don't need us, we need them." I wish my job could understand that. But of course, child, we don't even do $10 bills at my job. Now, how stupid does that sound? Moving on. Public affairs for Kroger's Columbus division. We're excited to be one of 5 locations in Columbus that offer this unique support for Black-owned local businesses, which added according to ABC local news affiliate WSYX. The new section is a part of Kroger's broader effort to highlight Black-owned brands across its stores and online marketplace. The retailer has previously showcased Black entrepreneurs and brands like The Honey Pot, Partake Foods, and A Dozen Cousins. Securing product placement with a major national retailer can be a game changer for Black businesses. Find them with increased visibility, access to new customers, and growth opportunities. Retail partnerships are often a critical step for consumer brands looking to scale beyond direct-to-consumer sales. By dedicating physical retail space to Black-owned brands, Kroger is positioning itself as a platform for entrepreneurs seeking broader distribution while responding to shoppers who want more representation among the products that they purchase. Congratulations, Kroger. Black Ogre, I say. Black Ogre, I say. Black Ogre, I say. But no, sincere, this is absolutely great. And this is why I don't get worried about the world. And this is why we all need a Rafiki in our life. Ow! Look beyond what you see. Like I said, Alicia Brown is in a county where somebody got YouTube knows that they don't know how to create original content, and all they know how to talk about is Carissa Shields, Remy Ma, Krishan Rock. And the only reason why they're covering the content is because their channel is drying up. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. Now, that's not just to that content career, but that's to a lot of content careers. But also, too, in that same token, there's nothing wrong with talking about those three individuals. But you got to talk about other stuff, too. Caramel Rell talks about those three people, but she covers other stuff. Dr. T talks about that, but she covers other stuff. I did say when that show ended, still going on unnecessarily, that broken, dilapidated, and decrepit show on where Carlos King said producing reality TV is not fun for him anymore. I don't know how he could say that and still have a job or a show on television on, but hey, far be it for me to give an opinion. But I did say when that show ends, this was going to prove who's a real content creator, who's not a real content creator. And some of y'all are showing your slippage, okay? Your wig is not on tight. It needs to be shifted a little bit, in the words of Sheree. Just saying, because for y'all,
Time is slipping away from me. Yeah.
Time is slipping away from some of y'all to actually be something in life. Some of y'all, the only reason why you are a success because you have too much free time, but you're not investing quality. You're doing quantity, but not quality. And this is the inside of some of y'all mindsets. Watch this.
It's not just feeding the hungry only on Thanksgiving. It's not just feeding the hungry only on Thanksgiving. It's an everyday situation. You know what I mean? This is 265 days a year.
Some of y'all got a 265-day-a-year mindset, child. It's a damn shame.
That is funny.
Look at that chat. I care about y'all.
265 days. Where the hell that bitch live at?
It's not.
That bitch lives in Atlanta. Oh my God. Did you really think? Y'all, I'm ashamed beside myself and disgusted with y'all behavior. Y'all think I would say where somebody live, child? Come on now. I drink my water, I mind my Black-owned business, I go on tour. I mean, just to sum up how I've been moving, how I do move, and how we'll always move.
Child Braylon been over there doing his thing. Child Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about, besides lying all the damn time. Child Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about, besides lying all the damn time. Child Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about, besides lying all the damn time.
Shout out to When Tay Talks, man. Oh, I love what the fuck we do. Now we gotta go from Black excellence to Black adjectiveness. Let's talk about it. My God, my God, my God, my God. Today. Hey. Shout out to the New York Post, everybody here. Louisiana, hang on. Y'all keep doing it. Okay. Louisiana pastor convicted of stealing over $340,000 from churches for gambling and personal expenses. Wait a minute. Is this Alicia Brown's uncle? wait a minute. Let's keep reading on here. Now, sometimes, there's first cousin, second cousin, third cousin removed. How families are connected can be very loose. Now, is this also the uncle of Destiny Payne who forged her husband's signature for a utilities contract? Is this the uncle of Destiny Payne too? Listen, anything is possible at this point, okay? Because there are all options. Moving on, a social media savvy Louisiana pastor. What? Y'all saw the thumbnail, you know my voice, and damn, you didn't want to hear. Quit looking at me like that. Nope. That actually happened with Destiny Payne. I am not making fun of her. I reported a fact. Okay? I'm gonna be fair. Stormy Steele also was doing some shit too, so this could be the uncle of Stormy Steele. This could also be the uncle of Letitia Scott, who couldn't pay for something at Walmart. Listen, all possibilities are available. Moving on. A social media savvy Louisiana pastor in office was convicted of stealing over $340,000 from his congregations to fund his gambling. This is not funny. And personal expenses. Dale Sanders, 56, was found guilty of a 25-count indictment charging him with wire fraud. Okay, listen, I did say this could be the uncle of Destiny Payne, and then he's charged with wire fraud. Don't get mad. Don't. Why are you getting mad at me? Good Lord. Access device fraud and obstruction of a federal investigation after a 5-day jury trial last week. Now, Destiny Payne didn't go on a federal trial. Do what I do. Listen, I'm going to be shady. I'm going to be factual. Okay, in my shade. But is it shady if you're being factual? I think not. Moving on. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Louisiana, Sanders of Kerner withdrew funds once held in one church's bank accounts and transferred them to his own pocket to subsidize his lavish personal expenditures, including gambling, dining, and living expenses. Why does this look like Damon Dash? But he's got his teeth in place, though. You know what? Let me move on. Sanders worked as a pastor at the Fifth African Baptist Church in New Orleans, Louisiana. Let the good times roll, baby. And Second New God Missionary Baptist Church in Monterey. According to his social media, by the way, prayers up to everybody down south. There was a hurricane named Hurricane Bertha. It has weakened. It could have hit New Orleans, or New Orleans rather. So prayers up to everybody down south for sure, according to his social media. He also used a church debit card for unauthorized personal transactions and received cash, goods, and services totaling $340,000, officials said. Now, we don't have any side hoes or coleslaw rather, to come out and say he didn't pay child support. Moving on, officials said the fraud took place between April 2020. Oh hell, it took place during COVID. Did he get a PPE loan in April 2024? According to an indictment, the cash-obsessed pastor, who also provided a falsified record in response to a grand jury subpoena. When you get a subpoena, you're supposed to come in. And if you lie, you can go to jail. Okay. Prosecutors detailed, and this is the church here, one of the churches here. After Sanders was indicted in April, he posted a video to his social media accounts asking his congregants to pray for his enemy. He thanked churchgoers for calling, texting, seeing me in person, telling me that you're praying for me. And believe this, by the power of God, I feel your prayers, and God is already working and moving by his spirit. This is what you can do for me. I know you're praying for me, but I need you to pray a Matthew 5:44 prayer. I need you to pray for my enemy. 'Cause 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 Let the church say amen. Let the church say amen. God has spoken. Let the church say amen. These churches are not saying amen to you. The Bible says, pray for them that they despitefully use you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. He continued, if you pray for my enemy, God will not only bless me, but he will deal with them. The pastor frequently posted videos on social media delivering sermons and singing during his church services. Like a Bishop Whitehead, and he had jewelry on and he blow it, and then people just robbed him live on stream. Does he have that type of energy? He also authored the book Strut Your Strutter, urging people to be peacock proud. Peacock proud. Is that what they do in the Bible? I mean, now, I don't know if a woman who wants a cock to be a pea. I don't know. Okay, you're not talking about that. Okay, my bad. I don't know what this man is doing. Listen, gambling. He probably was with some prostitutes. I mean, listen, we don't know. The word is open to interpretation. Let's go back. Gambling, dining, and living expenses. This could be a Kevin Samuels. He could be living with somebody as beautiful as this one. Well, maybe not as beautiful as this one, but everything is available as an option, okay? Urging people to be peacock proud of whoever you are working with. By the way, I don't know anybody who wants their Glock to be the size of a pea. Okay, so you can put 1 plus 2 to make it to equal 3. Okay. Sanders faces up to 20 years in prison, a $250,000 fine, $250,000 fine, and up to 3 years of supervised release after serving time behind bars, and a payment of a $100 mandatory special assessment fee per count. He is slated to be sentenced on August 13th. Child. Now wait. Oh my God. Okay, I got a pastor calling in right now, and he wants to say something here. Okay, now are you sure you want to say something? Are you sure you want to say something on this? Because you should. Okay, all right. Listen, I told him that he should not be commenting on this, but here we go. Go ahead, Marvin.
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors.
Damn shame.
Ushers, close the doors.
He spent $340,000 on gambling and
there's 1,000
and
of you.
all types of sin and shit. What?
Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors.
Marvin,
Close the doors.
shut up. No, what? Oh my God.
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors.
Marvin's wife, can
Ushers,
please come
close
get
the
your
doors.
husband. Good damn.
Close the doors. Close the doors.
That's what he said. Close the doors. That's what he said. Close the doors. All right. Now, I know that this is a black show. I know it is, right? But we agree that all perspectives matter, right? And I truly believe that there is another person with the name Sanders that has something that they want to say. So, now, this person is calling in right now. Okay. Colonel Sanders, what do you have to say about this? Your last name is being slandered by this black pastor. What do you have to say?
Colonel Sanders, you want to put all this hot and crispy chicken, fries, and a drink in this box and give it to people for how little?
Who do you think you are?
Child, that's what Dale Sanders said. Who do you think you are to question me? Colonel Sanders, give your response.
I'm a finger licking machine.
Okay then. Too much chicken for too little. I'm with this Sanders here. He's been giving the people good chicken all these years. I'll trust him before Nelson. Chicken on chicken. Chicken on chicken. Lick it. There's some jam right here.
For a little price and a lot of chicken, the only move is finger licking good. The Colonel's bringing you the KFC Value Feast. Get it today, starting at $7.
You just never know who's going to show up on tour. But do you know how much I am happy that this has happened? Sincerely. And listen, this goes back to Drewski of why do you think I'm wearing Christian Dior or Christian Louboutin? Because I'm walking in the blood of Jesus. Drewski was right. But sincerely, this is how much I feel at joy, at peace, and at pure enthrallment that Dale Sanders has been charged. This is how good I feel.
Reinsurance.com.
So good.
So good.
So good. I feel so
So good is everywhere.
So good.
And while no one knows exactly where
So
it started,
good.
for 70 years, there's been only one way to describe the world's best chicken.
So good.
So good.
It's so good.
Help KFC celebrate 70 years. Get 4 free pieces of original recipe chicken with the purchase of any 10-piece meal or larger.
S-O-G-O-O-D good. Yes, indeed. Shout out to KFC now. All right, y'all. Our last destination. We've been rolling today. Our last destination is from Complex. Amber Rose sues Beverly Hills. Shout out to Complex, by the way. Amber Rose sues Beverly Hills Club after a holiday ornament concussion. Inside Amber Rose's Beverly Hills Nightmare, the New Year's Eve party, the following ornament and the concussion that she says left her with ongoing symptoms. Oh, my Lord. Well, hopefully those symptoms allow you to know that you are black and that MAGA don't give a damn fuck or shit about you. But moving on. Key takeaways. Amber Rose is suing Beverly Hills members-only club Gravitas. So basically, you telling people where you go to hang out. Okay. It's operating Moxie Restaurant Ventures and Celios Design after a large suspended holiday ornament allegedly attached and hit her head during the club's 2024 New Year's Eve party. 2024, 2025, 2026, 3 years. Okay, job. 2024 New Year's Eve party. She claims the impact caused a concussion and ongoing issues like headaches, vertigo, memory and concentration problems, fatigue, and emotional distress, arguing the oversized ornament posed an unreasonable hit and safety risk if not properly secured and backed by a secondary restraint. Rose is seeking damages for medical care, rehab, lost income. You are making income? Okay. And pain and suffering, with her legal team saying they prefer a quick and professional settlement. Amber Rose is heading to court after alleging a New Year's Eve celebration at an exclusive Beverly Hills social club ended up with a trip to the emergency room. According to People magazine, people.com, the model and media personnel has filed a lawsuit against members-only club Gravitas. Is operating Moxie Restaurant Ventures and Celios Designs, claiming a large suspended holiday ornament broke loose and struck her in the head during the club's 2024 New Year's Eve festivities. The complaint, filed July 21st in Los Angeles County Superior Court, states Rose was seated in a booth beneath the oversized decorative spears when, without warning, the suspended spear detached and fell onto the plaintiff's head. The lawsuit maintains Rose neither touched nor controlled the spear or its mounting system and did not cause or contribute to its fall. She instead alleges the impact left her suffering immediate head, neck, visual, vestibular vesicular, I believe, and neurologic symptoms, including dizziness, blurred vision, nausea, confusion, neck pain, and a brief loss of consciousness or altered awareness before she was taken to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. Rose said the incident resulted in a concussion and a series of ongoing health issues, including headaches, vertigo, memory, concentration problems, cervical tenderness, fatigue, anxiety, irritability, emotional distress, and difficulty performing everyday activities. She argues the oversized ornament posed a concealed and unreasonable risk of injuries if it was not properly designed, attached, secure, tested, expected, maintained, and where reasonably required, backed by appropriate secondary restraint. As a result, Rose is seeking damages covering her medical care, rehabilitation, loss of income, diminished earning capacity, and pain and suffering. Her attorney said that they hope to resolve the dispute outside trial, but are prepared to litigate if necessary. Ms. Rose's legal team remains focused on achieving a prompt, professional, and appropriate resolution of this matter. Attorney Michelle Centenares and Fernando Vega, head of strategy operations at VS Trial Counsel, said in a joint statement, "Our preference is to resolve this dispute officially and constructively and in a manner that fully protects Ms. Rose's rights and interests." The lawsuit marks the latest headline a year that has already kept Rose in the public conversation. Earlier this year, she drew widespread attention after taking aim at Ariana Grande and Billie Eilish during a live stream criticizing the anti-ICE activism and questions celebrities who encourage fans to skip work and protest. It was fucking Ariana Grande. She's worth like 250, 300 million telling people not to go to work. Rose said, "It's like, girl, shut the fuck up. Are you going to give your money to these people so they can stay at home for work? Are you going to give money to help the black community?" But you say you're not black though, right? Oh my God, give me a moment, y'all, because I think I might have a solution there. Let me see something. Because first of all, like, Jonathan Hernandez was right about Amber Rose. Okay, now I know that she had her moment of, "I'm the Puerto Rican princess." But in the same token, right? It is what it is, child. I just no. You cannot do how can I put it? You can't ask for construction when you cause destruction. I've said that many times before. Hang on, y'all. Give me a moment. So this is what I'm going to say here. Okay, here we go. Because this is what I think you ought to do. Shout out to the Shade Room for this. Amber Rose, this is what you need to do, okay? Shout out to the Shade Room, like I said. Here we go.
I think I gotta run.
I think that's what Amber Rose needs to do. She needs to go ahead and run on. I'm going to tell you what she needs to run on to in a minute.
Please. Okay, that is one of the mistakes of my career.
It's no mistake.
It is a mistake.
We love it.
So what happened was I was trying to decide, am I going to end the show or not end the show? And then I had a little talk with Jesus, and Jesus said, "You got to keep going." And so I said, there's this song. It's an old spiritual. I think I'm gonna run on.
Yes! Well, you gotta give him that slave hymn sometimes.
No, and then we realized I can't sing, even though I took the singing lessons.
It wasn't bad.
It was bad. You know it was bad. You're just saying that because you look at me. Right now. It was bad. It was pretty bad. And so then we thought we could do it. Run on. We could do the whole
church choir.
Yeah. That you could lift
Sometimes
up.
backup vocals will do that.
Sometimes. Didn't work this time. I think I gotta run on.
I think.
So I believe I'll run and see what tomorrow will be.
Run on, Amber Rose.
I like what I see.
really wasn't that bad of a song. And here's the thing too, right? Everybody can't sing, but that doesn't mean you can't find a way to sing. And with Oprah in her register, it made sense because you hear run on, Oprah, say it, y'all. And then the audience will applaud. That's like core Oprah show history. But I'm going to show you where Amber Rose should run on to, okay? Now, give me a moment. Because this is why I love what we do. Because we get to utilize our own content. It's nice to do that from time to time. Mm-hmm. Give me one moment. Oh my God. One moment, y'all. Because I know exactly who she should run on to. Okay. I found who she should run on to. Right here. Anybody remember this live stream? So when you make decisions, there are rewards and consequences for how we move. I did that live 3 months ago. April 1st, April Fool's Day. But this was not a joke. Roll it.
Part of the Republican Party.
That's right. Former Democrat, former liberal.
Yeah.
I was a liberal Democrat my whole life.
Is that because the bag has got so intense and so heavy that you had a whole nother, you up there with the elite now? Or?
Not even close. Not even close. Democrats don't care about black people. And they don't care about people. They don't care about people of color.
Now, let me go back. See, this is why you got to be careful. The culture is we are the CBI, the Cultural Federal Bureau of Investigation. So when you were talking to Nick Cannon, did you have a headache during that conversation? Did you have any vertigo during that conversation? Did you have memory and concentration problems during that conversation? Did you have cervical tenderness? Did you have fatigue? Did you have anxiety? Did you have irritability? Did you have emotional distress? And did you have any difficulty performing everyday activities when you were talking to Nick Cannon? I think you need to run on to Nick Cannon. Let's continue.
And the Republicans do, and that's the misconception.
And you know what? I agree with you 100%.
Thank you,
People
man.
don't know that the Democrats is the party of the KKK.
Yep.
People don't know that the Republicans are the party that freed the slaves.
Yep.
I mean, both of you and I have some conservative views. You just a little more outspoken about it than I am. And I don't subscribe to either party. I rock with W.E.B. Du Bois when he said there's no such thing as two parties. It's just one evil party with two different names. So
yeah, I mean, look, I listen, I'm not married to any party.
Right.
I voted for Donald Trump because we had two options and he was definitely by far the better option for us. And as of now, I agree with a lot of things that he's doing.
Well, but cleaning house.
Yeah.
He
But
doing what he said he was going to do.
guess what? If there's a time where I don't agree, I'll say I don't agree.
Yeah.
We
got the Gulf of America now.
Period.
He charging, he's like the club. He's charging a $5 million bottle service fee to get into the country.
I know. Listen. But guess what?
Nick Cannon, Uxwood 47, huh? Now, I just want to go back here for a minute because during that live, I brought up the Nick Cannon Midnight Collection with Melody Cherie. And I got called everything but a child of God when I was just trying to say, hey, this is something you should be concerned about. But I guess when you're trying to call out something to help somebody, I guess you the criminal. But yet that person was connected to somebody who ucks with 47, and 47 doesn't uck with her customer base. But hey, listen, moving on. Child, that is all I got for y'all. So a couple of good news stories here for y'all. Just want to show y'all this. Now, of course, this is some big news, so I want to show y'all this. Here we go.
Tyler Perry here.
The Belleries are not done causing trouble.
We've been keeping this secret as long as we could,
But it's finally time to let y'all in on it.
Brand new episodes of Beauty in Black is coming.
Season 4 is officially in the works.
Thank you for riding with us at Netflix on this Bellery trip that's gonna go crazy next season.
The women of Beauty in Black definitely aren't done shaking things up.
We'll see you in season 4. We got 4 seasons for y'all. Come on, let's do it.
So this was a reversal after Netflix said it was going to be season 3 only, okay, which is incredible, okay. By the way, in other news, Giselle Bryant is still that without a man. Shout out to that. But Keanu Stewart is engaged. Congratulations. The Real Housewives of Potomac star announced that she is engaged to her partner, Greg Diggs, showing off the next big step in their relationship. Kiana shared the happy news with fans on IG, captioning the sweet post. God's timing writes the most beautiful love stories. The most beautiful chapter of my life begins with us. After being a friend of the show, she joined the main cast, RHOP, for season 9. Season 11 is currently filming. It's highly speculated that Kiana has exited the series. And there is Giselle Bryant. Oh, there you go. And I think the best comment, a pick to finally put in the frame. Brittany Canut, well done, my sister. Well done, well done, well done. That is so beautiful. Congratulations. And to wrap up this good news, I got one more for you. This is long overdue, okay? So I just want y'all to see this, okay? Here we go.
Sweden. What? That's crazy. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's so cool. The kids are going to love that. That's insane. Sweden.
Keke Palmer is getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Congratulations. Just absolutely incredible. Just my God. So here we go, everybody. Here is everybody here. Cheech and Chong is going to get their Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. I don't know if the Brat has a star on the Walk of Fame, but she should. I believe Taraji P. Henson does. But in the category of motion pictures, Cheech and Chong, Idris Elba is getting a star on the Walk of Fame. Sam Elliott, Ella Fanning, and Dakota Fan, Kate Hudson, Delroy Ladino, shout out to him, and Sinners, absolutely. Sam Rockwell, Ted Sarantos. In the category of television, David Allen Greer, okay. Lisa Kudrow, Bill Lawrence, Pedro Pascal, Adam Scott, Jeff Probst is getting his star on the Walk of Fame. Keke Palmer, Raven Simone is making it do what it do. Congratulations, Carol G. This is in the recording. This is in the category of recording. Carol G, David Guetta, Waylon Jennings, most humorous, the Ramones, Joseph Sadler, Grandmaster, Mark Scheinman, Sia, Smashing Pumpkins, Linkin Park, and Lil Wayne. Congratulations to everybody getting their star on the Walk of Fame. What a tour this morning. I mean, 3 hours to do it, but damn it, we had some fun. My God, my God, my God today. So with that said, I want to show you, we got 2 more shows for y'all. Just 2 more tours, 2 more live streams today. So we got this one right here, right? Now, y'all know I love wordplay with y'all. I love wordplay with y'all, rather. So, in the words of J. Moss, operator, get heavy on the line. Make sure they answer because I'm running out of time. But the gag is you dialed into being a lie, a cheat, and the connection has been disconnected. Alicia B wants to raise her hands and dance to give him all she can. to get out of this, but God said no. So we're going to be talking about that at 6 o'clock tonight. Oh, I love what the fuck we do over here. And then, ladies and gentlemen, child, I'm not, y'all. Listen, we're gonna dig into this, okay? Beyonce said we break chains all by ourselves and to not let freedom rot in hell. We're gonna keep running because the women don't quit on themselves. Meanwhile, the seals at SeaWorld have a bigger audience and actually love them more than you. Now, Vicky Winen said, long as I got King Jesus, I don't need nobody else, but nobody wants Amanda Seals. So we got a lot to discuss this evening at 6 o'clock. And at 8:30, so we got a jam-packed day today. Sincerely, y'all. If you weren't here for it, you missed it, but that's what the replay is for. Shout out to the two people that are here currently. Thank you so much for being here all show. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, y'all, it is a thrill, it's a joy, and it's a blessing to be able to showcase the totality of all of the culture, not just the parts we want to talk about. And shout out to Chit Chat with QT, who got tea, while Alicia Brown will be utilizing her tea to give commentary on that. And shout out to Chit Chat with QT. Like, comment, share, subscribe to that beautiful sister right there. One love, much love, all love. I feel the love and send it right back to you. Absolutely, indeed. You know what? Let's play the anthem real quick. Let's play the anthem on our way out. Love you all, value you all, and appreciate y'all. Live your best life. Don't take nothing less than the best. And always remember, your dash is yours. If it's not fulfilling, it's because of you. If it is being fulfilling, or if it is being fulfilled, it is because of you. We are the authors of our beginning, how we make the book, and how at the end, how the book comes out. Love y'all. Peace. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Lights go low, the city goes high. Stories untold under moonlit skies. Pray lonely, got the vibe, got the flow for the culture. Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Pray lonely's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Headlines flip with a soulful twist. Behind the scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Pray lonely's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Hear the whispers in the city's hum. Echoes of stories where we're from. A beat, a step, a voice so clear. The pulse of us, it's all right here. We got soul, we got flavor. Every moment is a savior. Every experience is an overcomer. Turn it up, feel the glow, let the rhythm flow. Spotlight shining, we in the zone. This is the place where the culture's grown. Stories untold, now they're coming alive. Braylon Lee got the vibe tonight. One thing to know and two things for sure. Higher is waiting and lower is available. But either way, we gotta go on tour. It's Braylon Lee's virtual tour, where the culture makes its move. Feel the love, feel the truth. This is us, this is you. From the unknown, the unembraced and more. This show, this brand, and the possibilities of what can be is all here for you. I'm just a kid from the rock, trying to be a rock for people, trying to make it best they can to become. Being moved as a creator of power, to lift up all of us, not just a selective few. For the culture, by the culture. Here we be, brilliantly bringing life to your screen. Feel the soul, feel the truth. We're free, trust and believe. It's entertainment, news done away with. Brilliantly, spotlight sharp like a diamond shine. We see the stars, but the stories align. Deep in the soul where the heartbeats find. The pulse of the people redefining time. Just a pro tip, people have to earn the right to hear your story, but in addition to the people have to earn the responsibility to be a part of it. Just because we are not seen by everybody doesn't mean we are not been seen by who needs to see us. Noise equals attention and sound equals purpose. Anybody can be a creator, but it takes a somebody to be an artist.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here.
It's always a good time.
That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good.
Very good. Coming in hot. Jimmy coming in hot.
It's far from elementary. Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara,
Ginger.
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Well, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
Wedgies.
Got one right now. The urge to pop that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day: what we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousness. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
I've been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content.
Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time.
Good morning, TikTok. Can I have your attention, please? Girl, are you ticking? Are you talking? Because knowledge is knocking. Then I want to talk to you. Good morning, TikTok. Can I have your attention, please? Girl, are you ticking? Are you talking? Because knowledge is knocking. Then I want to talk to you real quick about ignoring a bitch. Oh, there's power in turning the other cheek. Now, I'm going to tell you something. One thing about people that like to throw shade, you don't fight shade with shade. The only thing that overrides and destroys the shade is the sunlight. See, your light got to be so bright that you keep that bitch where they belong. In the shadows, the dark. The bitch is invisible, and we don't see you, girl. See, you don't go back and forth with a person that's hating on you, because when you do that, you become just like them. A weak bitch. So the next time they mention your name in a status or your name come up in a conversation, don't respond because you're too high to look that low. We can't go back and forth with people that we can't reach and that's not on our level. We not sitting at the same table eating the same meals.